Let's see where I'm broadcasting to. That could also be a problem. Maybe I'm somehow not going to Dallas. Yep, no, I'm still streaming to Dallas. Hopefully we won't have as many drop frames tonight. We'll see. Hi. Like my awkward camera setup, you can't see the top of it, but lock the door, you can't get in. What's up? No, you don't need to say hi to my people. Eli, go on. Hey, no pounding on the door. He's squeaking down the door like a window. Say hi.
Hi, ooh, cool. What are
Hey, you're saying hi with your hands. Just say hi.
What is you?
Hi, my name is Eli. Hi, nice to see you. Okay, I'm being a good child, so now I'm gonna go. Bye.
No, I want to stay here and stream with you.
I appreciate that.
And Daddy, what
And while it just came out that some kid that opens toys for a YouTube channel made $22 million this year and is the highest paid person on YouTube, I don't think you're ready for that yet. So.
What? No, I want to stay and help you build the Lego set.
And that'd be awesome. But you have school in the morning. So
but you said I could help.
You could certainly help me, but not with this one. I got another one we can do.
One. Where?
Just you and me.
Can I see it?
I don't have it here right now. Okay.
I want to stay here with
No,
you.
you gotta go to bed because you have school in the morning.
I'm not saying bye.
Oh, that's easy. I can take care of that. Okay, bye everybody. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm gonna go now because I'm Eli and that's what I do. I'm gonna fly away now like Superman. Woo!
No, I don't want to.
All right, go ahead.
No,
No, I didn't. Children. Thank you. They're precious. Maya, you gonna chew that behind me all night? Hello again, everybody. I don't know that this setup is any better. This view is probably equally not great. I don't know. I really can't get too much closer, I don't think. But at least I guess you can kind of see. Thank you, Mad King Crow. Oh, I don't have my headphones over here so I can hear things. Maya! No, no bone. Why is it no one in my house listens to me? Yeah. This will take a minute to enjoy the silence. Good. What was I gonna do? There was a thing I was gonna do. What was it? Anyway. So that's kind of like propped up at a weird angle, but hopefully it'll give you kind of a view of what's going on. Last time we did these two guys, which I figured out afterwards. Thank you, Annoying Oyster, for the tier 2 sub. Actually do transform because of the way that they're just kind of attached in here. So you can just go boop, and then they become the legs. I mean, you fold them up, so it's gonna work. Thank you, Kayla. Headphones. That's what it was. Thank you, Kayla. I was gonna set those. Oh, don't fall over. I don't know why I'm so worried about it. Oh my goodness gracious! What was that? Holy moly! The screen just filled up. Thank you, Daft Punk, for the gifted subs. How many was that? Goodness gracious. The list is too long to fit. Holy moly, gosh. You're incredibly generous. Thank you so much for that. Welcome everybody that is now part of this. 50 subs. Holy crap. Welcome everybody that is now part of the community that is incredibly, incredibly generous. Please make use of our emotes. Join our Discord. And welcome to one of the best group of best group of people I know. Thank you, Chaos, with the summoning. The summoning returns. Oh, okay. So yeah, last time we built these, they each took about an hour and a half. Thank you, Danny. Have you tried Lego Worlds? Not really. No, I haven't. I've looked at it, but haven't really ever gotten around to it. Thank you, Muku Hadin and Puck Rocker for the tier 2 sub. These guys took about an hour and a half each. Turns out the ARM Voltron robot pieces are a little bit smaller, so these may go faster, which is probably good because the Black Lion's a beast. Immediately the headphones become superfluous because I'm overflowed with Daft Punk's generosity. And thank you for 51 Daft Punk for gifting another sub to Katano Savic. Thank you, Gianna, and thank you, Funky Panda Amber. Excuse me. So it's kind of support people in it. Aw. I'm glad that you found them that way. I've always thought they were too. Thank you, Nix. Oh goodness. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. Since you aren't streaming for this, happy early birthday. Oh, thank you. I will be streaming Friday, after my birthday, with Meg. I think I've talked her into doing some 7 Days to Die together. Thank you, Tara Jade. Thank you, Real Zesty. So, hey, from Australia, Real Zesty. So we'll have a free play in the apocalypse, and I really think it's gonna be fun to do a survival game with her. I think that there'll be a cool stream. We'll have a persistent world that we can probably die a lot in. Thank you for Wafu Wafu. By the way, just because I know it was something that occurred today, and there's probably people have a lot of questions about it, or if you haven't heard about it, then I don't have much to add to the topic. But there was the stuff that came out about how Rooster Teeth is now like not under full screen anymore. Now we're under the other thing, and it's with Otter and blah 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 blah. Thank you, Annoying Oyster. I appreciate that. And thank you, Funky Panda Amber. He's obsessed with cults. Yeah, no, it's the egg cult lives, and many other subcults. There's nothing wrong with the cult. Join the cult. The Kool-Aid is good. Thank you, Sully. Anyway, long story short, thank you, JC White. I found out about it today as well, and all the information I have about it is that it affects us in no way whatsoever. So, if you're at all concerned, then you don't need to be. There's no effect on Achievement Hunter or, I don't think really on RT at all. So, we just don't work for full screen anymore. That's it. Thank you, Tola. So no Otter nonsense. I'm aware of. I don't think that changes anything just at all. That's what I got from Jeff. Jeff was like, "Hey, you guys are gonna hear about this because they're gonna announce it today." Whoa. And don't worry about it. Nothing changes. Thank you, Commander Lady, for the tier 3 sub. So yeah, it means nothing to us. Our main thing these days is gonna be just making sure that we keep doing what we're doing and make better and better quality content. And obviously, it'd be great if the animation team succeeds with the new show, because that's pretty significant for the company. But Genlock do goo, then everybody do goo. Everybody else, we're still fine though. But hey, if Genlock do goo, then everybody do goo. That's kind of a big project, so. Yeah, Daft Punk blew it up. He's done another one. Thank you, Daft Punk, for another gifted sub. Goodness, wow, I really, really appreciate that. This is a wonderful community to be a part of, and thank you for expanding it. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, the Camp Bell. Any advice for aspiring video editors? Oh, I'll write off with some advice. Okay, I should start building while we're doing it. I made a little bit of a dump, and I dumped all the pieces out from this is 12 and 13. And at first I just dumped them out together, and then realized that that was real dumb because it builds it in 2 pieces. So there may be a little bit of an overlap here. Whoops. Thank you, I don't know why not. And Erica America. Eric. A la America? There's not 100% sure where the separation is in there. And anytime I'm running out of stuff to say, I've got the list of the Bad Advice stream questions that we didn't finish from the Bad Advice stream. We'll pull one from there and just see what happens. Hey, Allison. We're going to find out my screen. Ah! I'm so sorry, Allison, with the 1L. But I'm glad you could be here with us. Thank you, Dark Eyes Theory, and thank you, Rebel Alex. And I need some bad advice. What should we do for Secret Santa? I mean, I can answer that with bad advice, but okay. Hold on. There was the good advice first, and then the bad advice. Thank you, Noel. Well, one quick question whenever you get to it. As an introvert, do you ever get tired of talking all day for a job? What do you do to recharge your social batteries? I stop talking. Yes, I get tired of talking. And so I stop. I shut off. But I mean, no, honestly, it's what I do at work is performing. What I do here is performing in a lot of ways. So it's easier. I don't know how to describe it. It's just that I can do this and it's not as draining because I have a purpose. It's when I have to have a conversation where I don't like small talk. That is exhausting to me. I don't know what to do with small talk. Thank you, J-Rex. Let's see. Before that was Rebel Alex with bad advice, but hang on, there was the good advice. Advice for aspiring video editors, the Campbell asked. Well, main thing is that you've got to watch other edited content and just start to kind of understand what it is that they do that is good, and see things where you can pick up on the timing and start to identify moments where you think maybe you would have done something differently. Now, it's easy to cherry pick, and this is kind of a really interesting quandary we run into a lot, where people will watch a Let's Play and they'll say, well, you know, it's ridiculous. Why did they cut at that moment? Or why didn't they show me this? Or why didn't they show me that? A lot of times, what you're not seeing is something we didn't get. I mean, we don't have the footage for it. Obviously, we can't show you the footage. We're not going to show you a screen that said, "Sorry, we know you wanted to see it from this perspective, but we don't have it." So you have to show them what you got, and if they don't like it, then they're going to assume that you just suck instead of assuming that you didn't have it to show them. So that's kind of an interesting quandary with a lot of these online videos. Thank you, yes, Leah Can, and End of the Void. But mainly, get some footage, record yourself, whatever. Just get footage to work with and start cutting it. That's the only way you're going to find timing, is to start actually working with it. Find the beats in things where you should transfer between views. Study how camera moves work. That's very important. Thank you, Air Butt Whistle. But until you actually lay your hands on that kind of stuff, it doesn't make sense in theory alone. You need to actually try it, and then it will make a lot more sense than it did previously. Yeah, that looks right. Bad advice. So honestly, the end of that statement, the end of that piece of advice is the same advice that you give for anything else. Yeah, practice. You just got to do it. You're going to learn how to do it, and that's the only way to do it. Is to just get your hands on it and get to work. Let's see. Then there was the bad advice from Alex. I need some bad advice. What should I get my coworker for Secret Santa? Well, you know, a lot of people go with those gift cards. Gift cards can be boring. But you know, it's a good way to get someone something without having to know what they want. Now, what you have leeway-wise, everybody's saying dildo. Dildo, of course. I mean, you could do that, sure. The real trick to it is, though, is to find a real niche place to get a gift card. You know, it's Enemas R Us. Get a gift card to Enemas R Us. Because not only will they learn a little bit about you that they didn't want to know, now they have a gift card that they're probably not going to use, but maybe they do. Bad advice. That was bad advice. Yeah, come up with your favorite place. Don't take the bad advice. Thank you. Let's see. Explaining the great asked about any advice on how to deal with customer deli. I will get that in just a sec. Thank you, Shadow Silver Star. Learn by doing. Absolutely. Thank you, Campbell. Absolutely. Just get your hands on it and start doing it. Thank you, Mogwai Hunter. Stay away from wives. I don't. What? I don't know what that means. Thank you, Nissa. True story, my uncle got his coworker a dildo. It ended badly. Yeah, I think nowadays that's like Me Too level stuff. You can't get away with that. Nor should you. I'm not pining for the days when it'd be like, hey, sweet thing, I thought you might need this. No, it's not good. It's not good. So let's just all be glad that we live in a more civilized society. Where we're just watching the world burn. Sorry. Nope, not gonna get dark. We're gonna stay light. We're good. We're good. Thank you, MJ. So what you're saying is Alex should get a gift card for sex toys for the... I mean, it could be sex toys, but look, you can... Mogwai said use white transitions for videos. Yes, don't do that. Unless you're George Lucas. And then don't do that. Yeah, so, I mean, you could do sex toys, sure. I mean, that's always an option. Don't get me wrong. But... Thank you very much, Courtney. But, like I said, you think outside the box a little bit. You just go sex toy, and they're like, oh, that's cute, it's funny. If you gotta give them one that makes them think a little bit. Because, you know, if it's really out of their comfort zone, you gotta shake them up, you know? Really put them in a place they didn't think they were gonna go at Christmas time. Like family therapy. Have a gift card to family therapy. That'll just rock their world. They don't know. Like, what is it? What does he know? What has he heard? I don't know what he's heard. Maybe I need to look into this. Where's my life at? Just mess with their heads a little bit. Thank you, Ultimate X13. Thank you, the Asian himself. And thank you, David Icor. Where's this last Slopey piece? Missing a Slopey piece. That's the reverse. Ah, there it is. Slippery, slopey piece. Okay, then this piece goes on top of this piece, like that. Perfect. Okay, I think that's still catching up there. Thank you, Aquaven, and thank you, the Asian himself, and thank you, Orvid. Buy them a box of items that were returned to Amazon, then you almost no idea what they're going to get. That's actually, Orvid, it's kind of funny, but it's the equivalent of buying them, if you buy someone a lottery ticket. Or like a kind of thing like that, where it's like, hey, who knows what you got in here? Good luck, maybe you win $1 million. Buying them a box of rejected Amazon products, which there's a lot of YouTubers now that do that. And I've considered getting one just out of curiosity. Except I assume that once people become more aware of that sort of thing, then all of a sudden the prices on them go way up. And it's like, well, what's the point now? But you could get all manner of things. You could get a really good, new processor. You can get all kinds of really good electronics. Or you can get just a box of crap. Probably. I'm gonna spoiler alert you a little bit here. The box of crap is a lot more likely. There's the Commander ladies. Thank you so much. But I would legitimately be interested just to root through that box as a gift. This is the super first world problem that I have, and this is the one peril of doing what I do, is that it is impossible to shop for me. It is absolutely impossible to shop for me because the entirety of my hobbies are work related. So I've got anything that I might want through work. I mean, I'm thinking about building a new computer. Absolutely going to write it off on my taxes because I can use it for this. So I am not in any way complaining about that. That is just a wonderful side benefit of being me. But it does make those conversations when someone's like, oh, what can I get you for your birthday? And you're like, give me a hug. I don't. I don't. You don't give me any things. Mm-mm. All right. Let's see. On the sticky outy side, and then this goes on there. Yep. Yep. Looking good. Looking good. Yes. Oh wait a minute. I forgot a thing. He's going here. Oh wait, and there's another. Boy, they really slipped a couple steps in there, and I didn't even notice. Sneaky devils. Socks are actually... I've been buying myself socks lately. Jeff, that wily bastard. The great sock debate we had a few years ago, when he bought socks and told me that good socks were like the best thing you could ever have. That son of a bitch, he was right. Now I buy nicer socks, and it's so nice and great, and I hate that I have to do that now. Thank you, Caleb. Okay, wait, sorry a minute. So Allison with one L said, "How do I pass my finals without studying?" It's easy. I got this. This is just to be clear, bad advice. let's make sure we don't stray out of the lines on clarifying which one's which. What you're gonna want to do is make sure this isn't there. Okay, what you're gonna want to do is track down the personal information for every one of your professors. Specifically, any of the ones that you're trying to pass an exam for. You're going to want to show up at their house late at night. Probably going to need to visit the butcher beforehand and get the carcass of a dead animal. It's really, there's few things that speak to teachers on a primal enough level like large dead animals. So you're going to want to show up with this big dead animal. You're going to want to leave it on their doorstep with a note. Now, I know what you're thinking. Direct threat, right? No, that's bad. You don't want to have direct threat, because then they're just going to report to the police, and then where will you be? What you want to do is really indirect threat. You're going to need to make sure that it's just like, it would be in your best interest if everyone passed the final. And then this won't be you, kind of thing. You got to make sure you don't just, if you peg it down to you, then you just go to jail and everyone else takes the final. Now, granted, I know, there's some spillover benefit from other people and for other people in your class, and maybe you don't like them. I get it, but sometimes you just got to do something to help them, to help you. That's how it is, you know? But, no studying. Let's see. Yeah, if it's a biology teacher, the rules are slightly different, because then they're just like, oh, I have class material, thank you. This is something I, as an underpaid teacher, don't have to buy myself. There we go. Good. Thank you, Eldritch. And let's see, Kayla said, advice on how to be cool like me. And if I knew, then I would understand myself a lot better. I don't. To this day, I was a weird kid in high school, and I still just think of myself as the weird guy now that occasionally makes inappropriate SpongeBob jokes. Well, about the creator and how he died. I wanted to clarify because inappropriate SpongeBob jokes sounds really weird, even for me. I was just shocked at how many people were okay with that. I don't think anyone has said something negative about that joke yet. And it was bad. I deserve to be shamed a little bit, if I'm honest. Otherwise, what will stop me next time? So every time I get away with something like that, I'm just going to be a little bit more ready to do it again. Just keep sneaking by with things like that. No one getting you in trouble. Which is so weird, because back when I started at RT, I would not have gotten away with anything, ever. People will just light you up for anything. And while it was entirely just because I was a new person. Nothing whatsoever to do with the content of what I said. Which was kind of a fascinating thing to learn. Okay. And then we click this doohickey into here. That's a Pretty cool. And then those. Alright, let's see. Thank you, Aldrich. Are you done with knives? You must have enough armed military now. I'm never done with knives. They're always fun to get. Though I have quite a few at this point. I'm definitely not hurting for knives. Thank you so much, Orvid. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you, Orvid. Still catching up. I think I missed that when it came through. Thank you, Orvid. I have the same problem. I don't want much, but what I do want is either trivial for me to buy or way out the price range of the rest of my family. Even combined. Yeah, I mean, once you get to a certain age, too, your toys just get expensive. And that's not a first world problem. It's just that when you're an adult, you want adult things, and they don't make nearly as many non-adult things, or nearly as many adult things for a price range that's reasonable. So it happens to all of us to some degree. Let's see, where was I? Thank you, Noel. I feel like you'll enjoy this. Some folks in the Madhouse came up with a new GTA crew for the LGBT folk. The title for the leader of the crew, Best Buy. That's really good. That is really clever. Well done. I applaud you. Best Buy. It works on so many levels. Okay. Doohickeys go hell. I feel like I'm doing really well with this build this time. I'm not missing steps or anything. I'm staying on top of it, still answering questions, getting better at this Lego thing. He said right before he messed it up. Okay. Here. Starting to look like a lion body. Cross this end. I'm sorry, I know there's been a couple more pop in, and I will get to those in just a second. Enough. Get these pieces slapped on here. I can go quite fast. I'm paying attention. Okay. Thank you, PCP Rao. My biology teacher has brought dead animals into class for us. Yeah. Like I said, the biology class rules are very different. For those, you have to aim a little off, and you know, if you may just have to go straight to human sacrifice. I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat it for you. You're gonna have to really shake them up, because biology people have seen some shit. That's their day in and day out. So I'd advise starting with you know, a corpse that's already dead. But you know, you got to escalate for them. Even in human, they may just be like, "Hey, it's a cadaver. Hey, cool. I needed one of these for my class on Tuesday." And then all you end up doing is having to dissect a human body in class the next week. So you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Sometimes escalation can backfire on you, and then you're in real trouble. Or you can just go for incriminating evidence. You know, that's always an option too. This is a red thing, and I was supposed to put a blue one. Ow, ow. Ooh. Darn it. Alright, let's see. Reels SD. How to combine Alfredo Siege stream and Ryan Lego stream. Traps in Lego, maybe? Or Lego. Oh, that would be so cool. I don't think there will ever be a crossover video between those two, but if there is... Brady playing the new operators. I still haven't tried them yet. I'm looking forward to it. I think that is what we're streaming tomorrow. So if you're... We've got a couple streams tomorrow, actually. Oh, it's crooked. I hate it. I gotta take it off. May damage the sticker. Thank you, Fluxphage. You have the Lego separator, you goof. I know, but it doesn't work on the smooth tops. I'm gonna hate it forever. What do I do? It'll damage it if I remove it. Okay, I got it. Just very, very gentle. Yeah, there's a Haunter stream where we're gonna be commenting will be in the chat while Achievement Hunter. It's not too bad. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just live with it. No, it's better. It's, you know, slight imperfections are good. They make it more real. Yeah, when the episode of Achievement Hunter comes out, we'll be in the chat as it's streamed for the first time. I believe this is. I don't know if we've announced which one it is, so I'm not going to say anything. Sometimes I'm good at keeping my mouth shut just in case. I don't think it's a problem at all, but if it was, then I wouldn't be the problem. Okay. Looking good, looking good. He's all flexible. Like it. Alright, I'm gonna make him a tail real quick. Oh, he's just got a little bitty tail. Look at that. That's cute. Up. Okay. Okay, these go here. At least I see where I've messed up. I don't remember why I missed those, but hey, there we go. All comes together. Looks good. Looks like the thing, looks like the thing. We're good. We only have 3 pieces left over. Those are pieces very likely to have been included in the rescue pieces, so we're good. I like it. Alright. Body chunk 1 done. Now let's make some legs. Alright, let's see. Oh goodness, am I that far behind? I am. Thank you, Desire Sensor. People can't pronounce Katie, though you did the last time I said it, which I was so happy about. Keep calling me Caddy or Caddy. Should I change how I spell my name in any way? Absolutely not. People can't understand that Katie is K-A-T-Y. Said like Katie. No, I get it. I think it's a not unreasonable way to spell Katie. I've seen that spelled that way before. You do you, Katie. I will say that that's not... We all have our trials to bear. In my case, it was... Since I wasn't by my middle name, I've always had to go, James Haywood, oh, yeah, it's me. Just call me Ryan. And they're like, oh, okay. And then frequently be like, why is that? And I'm like, nah, just ask my parents. I don't know. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Bebop Fox. Just on the stream, saw how you're making Voltron lines. Just wondering if you have watched Legendary Defenders at all. I've watched part of season 1, but I haven't finished it. I need to... I assume that's the name of the Netflix series. So I need to finish it. Or catch up on it. I think Michael said he's been watching it. It's really good. So I need to catch up. Been busy lately. I haven't had time to watch a lot of stuff. I just finished Daredevil season 3. And I'm really sad that there will not be a season 4. Pour one out for Daredevil there. I can tell where they were going with it too, which makes me sad because I know that it's a good premise. My guess being that they were setting up for essentially a war between, well, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything because it's still kind of new, so it might be spoilerish, I guess. But Daredevil season 3 was really good, worth a watch. The Daredevil series, period, the 3 seasons were all really good. There's Netflix does suffer from an issue where they have a lot of slow points, but if you can get past that, if you can just stick with them through the slower points where they're like, hey, we're on Netflix, we don't have to edit, which is kind of how I feel they go sometimes. We can be as long as we want. We don't need to fit into the normal structure of time on TV. You get through those bits, then you're pretty much set because it's got a really good storytelling in it. I haven't watched the new Luke Cage season or the second Iron Fist. Actually, I didn't even finish Iron Fist season 1. I should probably do that at some point. All right, let's see. This one goes over here on the back. Very strangely, the directions don't show it going in at all. Okay, that is correct. Wait a minute. Yep, we're good. I didn't do that thing where I built both of them at the same time, though. Thank you, Zero Combo. Thank you, Rebel Alex. Loving the headphone look there. Lol. Yeah, I was kind of Princess laying them a little bit so I could hear them. Thank you, Unwanted Felon. Because they turn off if I don't have them on for some reason. And if I just put them up here, then I can still hear. Trying to watch a Voltron. Tried to watch Netflix Voltron, lasted 5 minutes. Can you get into it? It's not for everybody. Thank you, Katie. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Unwanted Felon. Hey, Ryan, long-time Achievement Hunter fan. I was just curious what your kids and wife think about your newfound profession of hunting ghosts. Well, Laurie maybe promised not to summon any more demons. So far, that's it. Wait a minute. What? The hell? Yeah, I built that leg. Is it telling me to build 2 of them? Oh, yeah, it is. You build that same thing twice. And then it goes on the front and the... Okay. I was confused. I got it now. I sorted out my dumb. And the kids really... I haven't talked to the kids too much about it. They're a little young to be aware that Daddy's taunting the paranormal. Just on the off chance that any of that stuff is not hokum. You know, it's... Let's just be careful. Goes there, that goes there. Na, life goes on. Na, life goes on. We filmed another episode of Lasso today. For anybody that's a fan of that series. I think that's going to be coming up pretty soon. That'll be Wednesday videos. Will be the Lasso rollout. So if you've enjoyed watching us do that, I really like doing that. I weaseled my way into that series after I found out they were doing it, and I was like, I gotta be a part of that. So I kicked somebody out to be in it, and I've been loving it. I specifically, I guess I kicked Jack out because he wasn't there one day, and I was like, we could do a Lasso. Jack's not here. I guess I could do it. I guess if someone just got to step up. So that's how I weasel my way into Lasso. Quite happily for me. Let's see. Like I missed there. Okay, no. Oh, what do I do? Nope. Unwanted Felon, I was just curious, kid's wife thing. There we go. Thank you, Stutz. If you're a biology teacher, a random assortment of toes. I'd get through. Thank you, Fluxpage, for the Lego set area. Yeah, we got that. Thank you, Kayla. I've gotten any of my family Christmas presents yet. What should I get them? Weird. That question actually works the same as the biology teacher. Nothing like a fresh course. No, I'm kidding. Man, I can't even figure out what to get my own family for Christmas most years. So, yeah, I feel your pain. It is indeed a challenge. It's every year, you know, especially it's one of the sad things about when you move on with your life and you get into a different place where now you're separated from them and you don't see what their day-to-day life is like. It becomes so much harder to get meaningful gifts for them because now you're just kind of having to base it off whatever you've heard through the lens of their life, and think of what they might need, or you ask them, which, if I'm honest, the asking of a gift, once you're past the age of, you know, when you're a kid, okay, whatever. As a kid, you should be like communicating what you want. Though again, if you're an involved parent, you should probably be able to spot something that your kid would want without having to ask them. I could go to the Target right now, or the Amazon or any kind of store, and I could pick out something that Livy or Eli would love. I have no doubt about that. I'm absolutely certain that I could buy a gift that either one of them would be happy with. And it's just because I am, in their lives. Not that that is necessarily true of all people, because like I said, I wouldn't expect the reverse, where nobody in my family could possibly buy me anything, in most cases, without me specifically mentioning it, just because it's so hard to figure out what I have or what I need, and my hobbies are so disparate from most of theirs. There we go. So anyway, once you're separated from your family and then they're at a great distance, it becomes so hard to actually pick meaningful gifts that will fit into their lives. Because that's what I always think the best gifts are. It's just something that maybe someone doesn't think about, but or wouldn't buy themselves normally, but all you would make their life easier or better in some way. And it's really hard to be able to get that sort of thing when you're not directly involved in what their day-to-day life is. All right, let's see. The top one's on there. Okay. Let's see. Pizza Priest of Cthulhu. I know I'm way behind. I'm sorry. I love the mix-ups in your streams. Good to see you're having more relaxed time building stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, this was a extra life stretch goal, and I've been more than happy to do it. I'm really looking forward to the next extra life stretch goal I'm going to do, which is going to be the replaying of Halo 1. So, check that one out soon, too. All right. Got legs. No feet. Oh, time to make feet. Lay them out here. Feet, feet, feet. And then it's just... They all get toes. Got them backwards here. Go this way. Sorry. Having a more difficult time tonight looking at both the chat and putting Lego together. I'm trying to stay on at least a reasonable amount of time if we get all of this done tonight. Let's see where we're at. An hour. As long as I do an hour per lion, we're in good shape. But I suspect the third one will take us considerably longer. All right. Thank you to Campbell, biology teachers. You got to go straight to the human transmutation. That'll really rock their boats a little bit, especially if you succeed and get anything. Thank you, Spleen the Great. Shamrock. Thank you, crispy chicken sandwich. The best kind of chicken sandwich. Tasty. Thank you, Courtney. Do you know, or can you say when the Battle Buddies hoodie jacket is coming out? The one that John wore in the RT Fashion Show? I'm sorry, I actually have no idea. Merch operates on a totally different level than I do, so. Oh, I hear Liddy crying. Okay, hold on. Let me just peek real quick. Are you alright? Okay, we're good. Just a banged toe. He ran into the dresser. We're all good. He's totally okay. Thank you, Colonel Derpress. Thank you, Desta. I didn't even see this at the top of the thing. I gotta find a switch. Legend of Zelda is distracting me. Oh, well, that's understandable. It is really good. Even I, as a non-Nintendo person, must admit that it is worthy of Game of the Year. I mean, for the year it came out. Ah! The foot! I feel like I'm being attacked by a fictitious ninja clan. Alright. Is that alright? That's alright. There we go. Good. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Hamsters. Ryan, thank you for all the laughs across the years. You're my favorite achievement hunter. Thank you so much, Hamsters. Thank you, Orvid. Any more? You mean you've already summoned one before? Gotta watch, I guess. I mean, assuming you're not including Satan, because, I mean, he's like the big demon, right? But, other than that, maybe. What? No. Thank you, Adralamas, who I'm sure I still say wrong. Thank you, Ray REJ900. Thank you, Jadix. Hey, Ryan, I seem to recall at some point talked about Eli collecting Pokemon cards. Has he been playing Pokemon Let's Go? If not, any other games you've been playing with the kids? I'm still playing Guacamelee with Eli. He really likes it, so. Guacamelee 2 is coming out pretty soon. Looking forward to that, though I think I'll wait till it comes out on Xbox before playing it. Which it's going to be like a couple months later on that. He has not played Pokemon Go. He never played Pokemon, to be honest. He just liked collecting the cards and trading them with his friend, even though he never played, and he really showed no interest in learning how to play either. So he just liked collecting things, like baseball cards, something people collected but they had no purpose. Kind of just how it is these days. Aha! That piece is suddenly useful. I'm down to 2 extra pieces. So one of them admittedly looks like it probably should have gone somewhere. Oh well. We'll get there. Yep, looking good. Lion head almost complete. Okay, pop, 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 pop. Power through the end of this head. Put his eyes at like a rakish angle just to give him a little bit of style. Nothing turns head like turned eyes, right? That's not true. That's bad advice as well. I really like these silvery pieces. Ruh-roh. Where have I used a silvery piece that I wasn't supposed to? Oh wait, no I didn't. We're good. We're good. Is there? Okay. Not even really looking at the instructions. I'm kind of just looking at the finished piece now and just slapping things on there, which is not good. That's how I miss stuff. Okay, do that. One of those, one of those, one of those. Good, good, good. One of those, one of those. Good, good. And then we do this. I'm sorry, I'll get back to questions and stuff in just a second. Almost there. I feel it. I taste it. That on there, and then little dealies. Bonk. Oh, that's looking really good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Turn the head that way. Drop the thing. That. 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 Shoot. Shoot. And that goes there. Give him a little ear. Hey, Kayla. Oh goodness, I missed a big one there a second. Okay, I promise I'm focused back on you guys in just 2 seconds. Get the head on. There we go. There we go. Ah, that's satisfying. All right. One of the arm lines is down. These mouths don't open, but that's okay. And we got a couple little leftover pieces, but they're reasonably leftover pieces. Yeah, I don't see anything missing. Everything's got its little thing, so we're good. Arm line down. Okay, let's catch up real quick. Thank you, Jadix. I seem to recall at some point talking about Eli. Okay, got that one. Thank you, Kyle513. Kind of random, but so drop point, Bowie, or Tonto, different knife types. I have not honestly put enough thought into it to pick one. I've always liked Tonto just because it's of the style of it. I like the look of it, but I have no real breakdown of which one is better for which purpose. So maybe that makes me a fake knife fan. I just think they're pretty. All right, on to the green lion. But yeah, the Tonto is a really solid blade that can take a beating and really deliver a good solid hit. But you know, some things have different. Some blades have different uses too. All right, 14 and 15. You know, I probably wouldn't want to throw a Tonto, so that doesn't really help in that situation. Oh, almost 3 pieces. Get back out of here. All right. 851. Doing good. We'll finish this. No problem. Unless I go horribly off key here. Thank you, Orvid. Buying gifts for kids gets harder as they get older. It's absolutely true. They are tricky, but when they're young, it's easy because it's just like, I know they're into Lego. I know they're into. Well, what's the sad thing about buying gifts for kids when they're young is they are easy to buy for, but it's hard to buy them something that they'll love for long because their attention wanders so readily. So you end up getting them something they're like, yeah, I love it, and then they play with it for a week and never touch it again. As a parent, you're like, oh, but I wanted you to love that forever. And they go through cycles. You get ready to get rid of it, and then all of a sudden they discover it again, and they play with it a lot more. And then you're like, oh, whew, okay, dodge that bullet. And then they put it down again and forget about it. And then you're like, okay, well, it's finally time to get rid of this again. Then they're back in love with it. Basically, kids are hoarders, is what I'm saying. They just like to accumulate things, and then when you try and get rid of them, they trick you into keeping them longer, is what they do. Little monsters. They're just little monsters, is what they are. But they're cute. They're real cute. Let's see. Thank you, hamsters. Thank you for all the laughs. You are welcome. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you for being here and watching and letting me have this ridiculous job that I do. It's only because of people like you tuning in and watching our stuff. I don't rightly understand how I get to do this for a living. But, you know, I couldn't be more grateful. Okay, pop and drop. Okay, good. All I know is that a collection of wonderful people here tonight allow me to do this, and so you guys are awesome. And I'm really glad that you enjoy me being frequently ridiculous, occasionally honest, but, you know, kind of an internet smartass. I don't know how I get away with it. But as long as you guys keep enjoying it, then I'll keep doing it. It's really the thing of any entertainer, and I think about it a lot when it comes to musicians and you know, YouTube stars and streamers, and like, none of us know what we're doing. There's no right or wrong thing to do. In fact, every person could follow the exact same plan, the exact same methods, and even really could be the exact same kind of person. There are plenty of people out there that probably have my same sense of humor, that could do exactly what I do, but will never have the opportunities that I have gotten lucky enough to fall into. It's scary to be in that position and know that a lot of what you do is entirely up to chance. Things could explode that I have absolutely no control over, and my job would go away, and some other person would just pop right up there. I mean, look at, for example, look at the parable of Smosh Games and Lannon Laser Beam. Smosh Games, top of their world, top of their game. I mean, they were killing it, and then the company that owned them goes belly up, and now what they got? They don't until someone steps in and takes over ownership of that, they don't have jobs. And they were doing great. I mean, they were making millions and millions, or getting millions and millions of views. They played the YouTube algorithm game so much better than we do. They really were dialing it in and getting YouTube to work for them a lot better than we do. And now they're in trouble. So I mean, someone will pick them up for sure, certainly at some point. But until then, they're kind of in limbo. And then you look at Landon, who was doing well. I mean, he was doing very well. But then he really hit his stride there with Fortnite, and just went off. I mean, he's growing like crazy. But even then, what's got to be in his mind and what's in our minds whenever we're doing anything is when the Fortnite bubble pops, what am I? At the end of that day, what do I do? Can I transition to something else? Will there be another game that I can create the same kind of content in? Will people just keep watching me play Fortnite for how long? How long can I get away with that? It's a world that makes no damn sense. I'm lucky to be in it, but it is a temperamental beast that will buck you off in a second. So anyway, again, long story short, thanks for watching. All right, let's see. Parents are married. Hamsters. There we go. Thank you, Mogwai Hunter. My parents have been married for over 35 years. My dad still has to ask my mom what she wants for her birthday. After a certain amount of time, it cycles back around, where it's like, I know for a fact what you have and what you can buy yourself, and you know what you need or want, and it's nothing. It's just, frequently, especially when you get to be an older parent, it turns out what you really need in most cases is service rather than goods. Things. I'm at the point in my life where things are kind of running rampant in my house. I would almost want to get rid of all my things periodically, just flush the house out. I went through this phase when I was going to school where I was moving apartments every year for, I think, over a decade. I moved to a new house, and as part of that, I ended up just flushing out, 90% of the things that I owned. So I got rid of a bunch of things and just got rid of a bunch of things and didn't have that much stuff that was permanent. Then all of a sudden you settle in one place and your amount of permanent stuff just becomes overwhelming, and then you don't know what to get rid of. It's like, which of these things, especially when you got kids, because it's like, which one of these is a priceless artifact that I'll look back and go, this was yours, kid, look how cool you were, and you drew this thing, or blah 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 blah. It's like, which art project do I save forever and which one do I throw away? Because kids produce a lot. I mean, kind of a disgusting amount of it. Like, it's just a barrage of paper. Trees by the dozens, by the hundreds must have died for this parade of partially colored in crayon things. But again, you look at it and you're like, oh, my kid did that. That's cool. My kid's awesome. Hooray for my kid. Ruh-roh. I may have gotten distracted and done a bad here. What have I done? Oh, that's good. We're good to that point. Good to that point. Yeah. Oh, it hangs off the edge. Okay. But, so Christmas gifts are difficult in that way, too, because it's like, please, whatever you do, don't make me responsible for another physical object, especially if it's not one that I have an active use for in my day-to-day life. Otherwise, you're just handing me another job. It's like, hey, you seem like you're not busy. Here's something else to keep track of. Have fun. No, please, no. Anything but that. It's like, nowadays it's like, it'd be great, the maid. I won't hire a maid service. It's just someone to come and clean. Because that's the sad truth of what I do. Not sad. I mean, there's ups and downs to it, but my days are basically thus when I do these streams and things. So after this, a lot of times Lara's working. So after this, I have to go downstairs and then I just start cleaning up for a while. I gotta clean up. I gotta wash all Eli's lunch stuff because he takes his lunch every day. Put the ice packs in the freezer. You gotta prep, make sure he's got clothes and do laundry and Dalton is a it's not great. I mean, it's got a lot of benefits like sitting here building Lego for a living, and it takes care of the kids, so that's great. But Livy gets fed at school still because she's not in public school yet. So next year, when she goes to real school, then I'll have to do her lunch stuff too. But you clean up after usually most nights if Lara's working, what'll happen is I'll come home, I'll cook dinner for the kids, and then I'll leave kind of a mess in the kitchen because the amount of time I have left over between getting kids fed, bathed, and in bed before the stream starts is not much. So after this, every time I leave the stream, usually I go downstairs and it's just like, all right, time to get to work and just start cleaning up the house. Because if you don't, if you ignore it for one day, it'll bury you. It'll eat you, and you'll walk out of your room in the morning. And you go like, why is this nightmare world where I live? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be depressing you. It's good. It's good. Fine. Let's talk about something happier. We're good. Salamanza. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Salamanza. Thank you. Shadow Silverstar. You're not possessed right now, are you? Link if you need help. That count? I don't know. Roundabout. Thanks for the sub. Noel enough. Hi, Ryan. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Mine has been interesting. Applied for an internship at Blizzard today. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Noel enough. Thank you so much. I hope the rest of your year is fantastic too. Thank you, Viss. I appreciate it. Ryan, would you partake in the idea of being in duo videos with other age members besides Battle Buddies? Despite not being an official team, Team Love and Stuff is my favorite pairing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, we just did finish the Star Trek Let's Play that Michael and I did. So yeah, I mean, I'm totally open to doing other pairings with anybody. The only reason that most of those pairings are exist as they do in filming is that got a bit of a cold coming on. Is that it's just whoever happens to be in the office at the time. So Michael and I will maybe need a new series. I think someone the other night recommended that we do StarCraft, like co-op, because we're both fans of the series. Which I think was a great suggestion, and I will make sure to mention that to him. But yeah, no, pairings are not really like something where I would say no to it. It's just purely a what can we film today? That's mainly what controls our schedule, is who's here and what can we film with them. But I am always down to film anything with anyone. What's this? Okay. Ooh, that's really cool. This one's got a really cool shape to it. I like it. Ah, there it is. Okay. Concern for a minute there. Okay. Here's my second chance to get something right. I've got to get this. Look at that. Only one little dot piece left. I'm going to get this 3 on this square perfectly. My chance for redemption. Need light. Okay, it's good. Pretty good. Take it. E3 faces towards the nubs. There we go. And then this goes into this. Tail goes onto here. Cool. Take some legs. We're almost there. What was it? It was number 15. Here's the thing. All right, so this is the last bit of this lion. Oh, where'd you go, Peace? Come back. This will complete the green lion, and then we have essentially the black lion and the sword left. Somehow that translates into all of this left. This is a lot of Lego. This is big. Okay. That black lion is a beast. He's an absolute unit, as they say. Let's see. Yep. But thank you, Kayla. Not advice related. I did my first clinic shift on Monday, and surgery recovery was a big success. Didn't miss up any vaccine doses. Good for you, Kayla. That's awesome to hear. Congratulations. Thank you, Gaming Cricket. Thank you, Pet Question. Thank you, Katie. As a reference for feeding my doggo, I have a little pit bull. How much and how often do you feed your dogs? We feed ours once in the morning, once in the evening. I'm not the vet in the family, so I ask no questions. I assume that is the proper amount to feed them. Anything when it comes to like a dog-related question, I'm just immediately gonna go, that's whatever she said. That's the end of my thought process. Okay. So morning and evening, both Maya and Emma get one cup of gruel. No, what are we feeding this day? It was Science Diet for a long time, but then Maya really didn't like it that much, so we switched to something else. I remember what it is now because it's Royal Canin, which for some reason those people went crazy with the amount of offerings that they have. There's a different type of specifically balanced dog food for every specific breed of dog. You go in there and try and buy Royal Canin food, and it's like, all right, well, okay, do you have a Labrador? Do you have a Pekingese? Do you have like, just give me food just for a dog. I would like dog food. I don't believe you when you try to tell me that there's a significant nutritional difference between a Labrador and a pug. They're both dogs. They're both evolved from the same creature. Crush up some meat product, throw it in a bowl, and let me serve it. Little. I don't know why that makes me grumpy. It makes me grumpy because I do know why it makes me grumpy. It makes me grumpy because I'm in the store looking at the wall of this thing. I'm like, I have a mutt. That's the thing you should buy because they're the healthiest things you can get. And I don't know which one of which mutt. There's not a. Why don't you have a Royal Canin mutt? Give me a mutt. Where's the mutt option? Where's the hey? You got the healthy one. Congratulations. And maybe it's just you feed them whatever. Who cares? It is any of them. They're all good. Really grinds my gears. Let's see. Thank you, Noel and Noel. There are, as of yet, untold college stories you'd be willing to share. Unrelated note, I'm playing The Witcher 3 as I watch. Someone called me a vagabond and my brain broke for a second. Oh. College stories? What did I do in college that I haven't told of yet? I feel like most of my life is a pretty open book at this question. The other problem I have is occasionally I don't remember something specific until triggered. Most of my college experience has been relayed at one point or another. It also wasn't like I really did anything that crazy. I was worked in the scene shop a lot, and because I really enjoyed doing that, and I in theater classes and switched majors a few times. I mean, I don't really know what else to tell you about college. It was fun. I had too much fun, which, considering I didn't, never drank or anything, just means that I was lazy. Don't be lazy, kids. Do better than I did. It's too easy to be lazy. You get away with it, and then after a while you don't. And then it's just so much harder to dig yourself out of the situation that you have created. So just go ahead and start off right, you know? Even if it's like a half-ass effort, better than no effort. Just putting a little bit of beans in can save you a whole lot of trouble. Something about this is completely not right. Yep, building it backwards. That one was building correct. Better come correct. I kind of went over that stuff last time though. So just show up to class, man. Just go. Sometimes you're going to take classes and they're going to be boring and you're not going to like it and you're going to want to leave. Or you're going to think, I can skip one. Don't skip the one. Just don't do it. You skip the one and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I skipped the one and it was fine. I'm smart. I can just, read the material and I'll be fine. I don't need to go to class. You need to go to class. It has nothing to do with how smart you are. It's entirely having to do with just maintaining the discipline necessary to complete the course materials. And once you show up to the class after missing 2 classes, you feel so out of place and out of touch with what's going on that you just feel worse. And then you're intimidated by the fact that you don't know what's going on in class. And everyone else has gotten to this, kind of getting into the groove of it, and you don't know what's going on. So it is so easy to fall out of that. Don't do it. You end up dropping a lot of classes that way. That's a little bit of college. Let's see. Thank you, Tola. I threw away all my old art stuff from like 25 years ago when I helped my parents clean up the basement and all the paper was moldy. That's the other thing that happens is a lot of that stuff will just slowly dissolve into nothing, and then you'll years later find it and go, why did I have this? What was this? What was its purpose? Why does it exist? Why do I exist and own it? I'm questioning my very relevance as a human being because I have this and it's locked away in a room for no reason. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Brooke Locks. And thank you, Nightstar. My mom convinced my brother and I that when we were kids, Santa wouldn't come if we didn't donate older toys every year. That's a really kind of insidiously clever idea, and I might totally steal it. Though at this point my kids are already old enough to be buying into the idea of like, oh, Santa come. And though Eli did offer the sweetest thing where he's like, well, this year I'm going to leave my money, because I give them quarters to do chores sometimes because they don't know the value of money. Kids are dumb like that. And that delights me. But anyway, he elected or said it was very sweet. He said, I'm gonna leave my money for Santa so he can help pay for the elves. Like, oh, kid, that's awesome. But you don't have to do that. Santa works. Out there, but yeah, wait till they learn about allowance. I'm gonna be in trouble. I said, oh, no, you don't have to leave him money. Don't worry, Santa works for cookies. That's how you pay Santa. And how Daddy needs to make sure that this fitness challenge thing goes through for the new year, because he's been eating like a monster lately. I've been bad. I've been a bad boy. I need to go and start working out again and stop eating so much. Especially, the worst part is then Michael and Jeremy being on there like, all right, I'm getting my weight under control kick, and I'm here just like, oh. Me and Lindsay, that's part of it, is Lindsay's right there. And it's me being a food maniac and her being pregnant is a bad combination where it's like, food, yes, there's food, let's get food. She's always got my back on the like, oh wow, that's a real busy schedule. Maybe we should just, we should order lunch and just go ahead and get lunch in here. Maybe we should get some lunch. Lindsay's always like, yes, I second the lunch. Poor Lindsay had to dive out of a Let's Play today to go throw up and then came back and rallied. She's a champ. Threw up, came back in the Let's Play. Got right back in. Let's see. Thank you, A117 Mass Effect. Thank you, Dig Big Dooley. What was your favorite Minecraft episode you think didn't get enough views? That's a really hard one because part of as you do more and more YouTube stuff, you have to stop looking at views every week because it's depressing. So I'm not 100% sure which one's underperformed. Hard to say. Always sad when you see the numbers going down and not going up. And that happens. I mean, it's going to happen naturally during certain times of the year. A lot of what you learn doing this stuff a lot is just not to freak out about it. Like, oh God, the numbers have dropped. What do we do? We're screwed. And frequently it's like, well, okay, we're actively sending people away from this platform to go to, I think I put something there. Go watch things on our platform. So partly that's going to cause a reduction. The fact that YouTube, you could see a huge drop in our numbers when YouTube decided that it was the YouTube game was not played the way that we were playing it anymore, or rather the way we had been playing it. They changed how it was played without talking to us, which I think rude. That's what's inspired this whole change in how we post videos. And again, sorry, I wish we didn't have to post them that way. It is not just an effort to force people to, or to encourage people to watch on our site, that we have to break up longer videos and post them in chunks. Again, that's when I talk about how Smosh was killing it. That's one of the things that they were really, really doing well, is they were hitting that right size video for searchability and clickability and things like that. And that's when YouTube changed their algorithm, you could see a huge knock to our traffic, which we've rallied from. But it's never good to watch those numbers fluctuate. I've been really surprised and lucky how well I've maintained an audience on here, because I'm not a normal streamer in the sense that I stream a lot less than most of the people that are really out here killing it. So thank you for everybody that continues to show up, even though I'm a much rarer streamer. I don't even know. Well, I mean, I guess if I wasn't doing my daytime job, I could keep up with that kind of schedule, like what the true full-time streamers do. But if I were to try and do that on top of my current job, it would kill me. All right. Oh, I guess that may be an interesting kind of question, is what you guys are maybe a different niche of streamers. Do you guys watch a lot of is watching streaming a nightly thing for you? And you rotate through who you're watching? Because obviously we also have all of Jeremy and Jack and I all watch stream, or all stream at this point, and we kind of have different days. So if it's something that you watch every night as a form of entertainment, then that's really interesting, and I appreciate that you're here a whole lot, because I know that means that's a part of your nightly ritual, and I'm your go-to for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I know you can watch multiple at the same time, so it's so good to, that's possible. Right. And now I had one leftover thing. Green Lion. Done. Hey, Stutz. Legos for little ones, or are they dad's toys? Well, this one is a, I think it was a couple $100. It's like 150. So this one it's a dad's toy for this purpose. We'll see after I'm done with it if I can let it go, because it won't last long. Green Line is really cool. It's got more of a style to it than the Red Line. Red Line's really blocky. Green Line's a little bit more lithe. It looks more lion-y. Thank you, Vis. Speaking of pets, how come we never get to see your cats? Because they don't want to be up here. I'm not going to drag them upstairs. This room is as far away from where they want to be as you can get in this house. I'm at the top. I'm upstairs and far away from the stairs as you can be. They like to be downstairs near like the couch and things like that. So they just have no desire to be up here. Occasionally, once in a while, Violet will come in if Emma's in here and we'll lay down on Emma because she really likes Emma. Alright. Now to tackle the beast. The other ones have had instruction manuals. Oh, that's all fuzzy. Why is that all fuzzy? Focus, buddy. Huh. Has it always been fuzzy? Oh, there it goes. Weird. This thing's a beast. Let's see. It is divided into 5 bags. Yep. Starting with bag number 7. Every other one has been 2 or 3 bags. Let's see. Thank you, Rafe Gunther. Thank you, Sophia Moore. Thank you, Katie. Do you know what a hoon is? No, and I don't even really have a good guess for that. A hoon? Is it a member? Is it a fan of a certain, like, sports team or something? You Australians and your different words for everything. Can't you just speak American? I'm kidding. Good, proper American. Or even British. Can't you just speak good, proper British? That's where you guys are all from, right? You know I love you, Australia. Looking forward to seeing you guys in a couple weeks. Couple weeks? No, a little bit more than that. Like a month. Oh, just over a month. Whew, that's so soon. God, it's coming soon. I'm very excited to be there again, though. If you know, let me back in after that light, good-natured ribbing. Haha, we're all friends here. Tease. Also, what's a hoon? Am I gonna have to look it up on Urban Dictionary? How old am I gonna be on Thursday? Aspen asks. I will be 38. I'm pretty sure that will be at least as old as 2 of you in the chat combined. If I had to guess. Not all, not across the board. But there's several pairings that could do that math. All right, let's see. Thank you, Yankee fan. Thank you, Lucas, Dana. Oh, that's right. You guys are all the Lucases. That's a different Lucas, I said. Thank you, Godlike Coyote. That's because we love you. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Stutz. So, Legos for little ones, dad toys. Thank you, Roguespear. I watch you every night you stream, but I always have some sort of noise in the background of whatever I'm doing. That's used to be how I consumed Let's Play-esque content as well. before I started working in Achievement Hunter, just to kind of know what I was working around. I watched a lot of the Minecraft Let's Plays when I was just sitting there. Plus, because exactly that, like anything that I was doing, rendering, working on lights for scenes in RVB, it's a lot of stuff where you can sit there and it doesn't require a huge amount of mental focus. So it's nice to just have something to fill up the sound space. I used to do it. I mean, before I worked at RT, I used to do the same thing where if I was doing QA stuff, if I was coding even, I would sit there and I'd have TV shows on or something, just something to fill the room a little bit. Because, oops. So yeah, I totally get that. It's like something to just kind of drone on in the background. I ain't proud. I'll drone. I'll be your drone. I'll be your drone. I'm your drone. I will drone for you. I can be your droning buddy. Where are those pieces? There, okay. Sneaky little piece. Now, where's your friend? There he is. Those are some bright pink bricks. Good. Perfect. I've done it. Alright, let's see. Thank you, Lupo. I'm always happy to support my birthday buddy. Happy early birthday, by the way. Thank you so much. Happy early birthday or birthday to you as well. Thank you, Kayla's girl. I'm just curious, do you still have the crowned llama ornament I sent you a couple of years ago? I think it might be... It may be buried under a couple things, but I think it might be on my desk. Either that or it's on the shelf. Or in a storage box, because periodically I do have to rotate things into other storage spaces. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, because it gets to be a lot. Thank you, the Bird Marvin. Now I think good old Aussie is the best. Good old... I've always honestly been a fan of good old Aussie. Thank you, Nilo. Ryan, any advice for my cousin who's 15 months got into the baking, whose 15-month-old got into the baking supplies, got the neon purple food coloring, and promptly gave it to the dog, creating a large stain that, when she tried to clean, became 3 sizes larger and multiple shades of purple. Also, loving the chill Vice Stream stuff. Ooh. Okay, the only advice I've got for that situation is bad advice. And when in doubt, burn the house down. Really, there's no other way to get some of those stains out. They're with you for life. It's like a mortal sin. It will be trapped on... Oh, I get it. They use the pink bricks because you'll never see them. It'll be trapped on that carpet forever. Ooh, wake up. So you might as well just go ahead and just set the house ablaze. Don't even bother changing the carpet out. It's just gone. I think I may have messed up my chat feed. Come back. Wake up. Just go to sleep. You. Wake up, computer. Wah! I'm good. Okay. Ah! I gotta log in. Come on. Ah! Ah! Ugh. There we go. And then that's what is this? What Internet Explorer, you beast. Okay, I can see now. Okay. Yeah, the good old blah as I fall down. Yeah, burn the house down. Isla, only thing you can do. It's gone. It's dead. Thank you, Jadix. 38. That's almost 50, right? I know, man. It's creeping up on me. It's gonna get me. Keep running faster though. If I remember to exercise. Hey, Katie. So Hoon, to travel at speed in a confined area or do burnouts on a public road in traffic, or show off in a dangerous manner, mostly when a vehicle or engine powered. Interesting. So that doesn't sound what. If I had to guess what hooning would be, that would not have been what I would have guessed. Sounds. Okay, that goes there, that goes there. But hey, you know what? You crazy hoonigans, just do whatever you want to do. You know? And rest easy knowing that because you live in a country with tighter gun laws, you won't be shot for it. This is a beast. Can't wait to turn it into Voltron. I had actually the Voltron. Actually, it's here. I have it here. I think I showed you guys on a previous stream. The metal Voltron toys. It's also a beast. You could kill someone with it. It is so heavy. I do need that. I'm looking for this other piece. I'll have to go ahead and take that. Come on, pattern recognition. Wait a minute. Ah, he was hiding under the thing the whole time. There's another piece under there. You tricksy little devil. There we go. Get out here. You guys could see it the whole time, couldn't you? Really weird how they layer some of these colors in here. Like I said, there's pink bricks in there, but you will never see them. I wonder if they just use those for filler bricks when they know it's like the least popular brick color, and so they just put it in the middle and give up. Thank you, Emperor Jim Bobby. Thank you, Liz. Headache story time. So wearing my glasses gives me crazy headache, but my last pair of contacts is messed up, so I had to wear them all day. My headache is so bad that I had to go spend $4 on 6 extra strength painkillers. Apparently, it had caffeine in them, which my body hates, I guess. So I got super shaky and dizzy, and I felt like I was going to black out in the remaining 2 hours of my 9-hour shift. Yay! Liz, I'm not sure if you know what yay means, but that's typically not yay. That sounds like a not yay to me. That sounds like a boo. But I'm really sorry that happened, and I know how that feels. I hope you're recovering from it quickly. See. Thank you, username. What username? Thank you, DB Troil. Speaking of YouTube, there's YouTubers claiming RT was copyright striking their BB tag videos. It seemed very accusatory of RT about it. I wanted to help him give advice in some situation, misinterpreted my message, and completely shut down the discussion. Well, that's fortunately sometimes how it just goes with people online. It's, well, people anywhere these days. Once someone kind of decides that they're right on the internet, it seems like rational discussion sort of falls off. No, where did it go? Oh no. Oh no, where'd you go, peace? There it is. Ha! Darn tiny ones. Yeah, rational discussion sort of falls apart. The copyright stuff is tricky because YouTube is kind of a beast when it comes to those things. I was talking about the other night about how I went and looked at all of the thank you, Imperial Pickles, all of the copyright strikes that are on the stream archive on YouTube, and how many of them are just ludicrous, including the time that I have a copyright strike from Rooster Teeth. As well, because of the I Am Bread video, I think got used in a compilation, and then because Rooster Teeth is the bigger channel in this situation, um, it always sides with the bigger channel over the smaller channels in how those things are matched. Now I don't have anything on my. I don't have anything monetized, so it doesn't really matter to me. But if I was a content creator trying to get by, that would be some serious shit. But is 100% not anyone at Rooster Teeth trying to actively snatch money out of people's mouths, wallets, snatch money out of people's wallets, is just how the weird nightmare that is still not right. I messed it up again. Weird nightmare that is the copyright controls, and that's actually isn't that what's going down with Tumblr? There's been some kind of huge problem where Tumblr is going to be shutting off a lot of I guess not safe for work content. Doesn't that have a lot to do? What was it? Was it Tumblr? I mean, Tumblr is doing that. I just can't remember if that's the thing that's related to what I'm talking about. Is that going to affect any of you guys? Not that I'm trying to out you about like what you're doing on Tumblr, but it seems like a pretty crazy switch for a platform that is kind of, as far as I know, home to 90% of the fanfic audiences. Tumblr's burning everything down. Where did people go after that? Thank you. Chew. Random question. My boyfriend told me there's a sex move called the Billy Goat's Gruff. Do you know what that move is? No. I don't know what that is, but I could make something up. In fact, that's where the bad advice stream started in a lot of ways. I've not heard of the Billy Goat's Gruff. I will, after the stream, definitely look it up. It doesn't sound good. I'm not trying to out anybody with the Tumblr not safe for work things. Excuse me. But you know, I know that there are segments of the fandom that do enjoy that sort of thing. What are you guys going to do to, or where do you take that fandom now that Tumblr is no longer a safe space for it? It seems like again, it's one of those great platform defining moments where all those people are going to be looking for somewhere to go. Who's going to catch them? Also, next time we do a free play reading of, you know, fanfic, I gotta know where to go find it. Twitter. Alright, hang on, let me catch up here a little bit. Thank you, Nissa. Almost fell asleep, now I'm more awake, and I'm sure I'm going to do. Oh, I hate when that happens. Thank you, Riddler. Thank you, Kinkase. Thank you, MJ. This is my last hundo, but I saw the Steffi and Sarah got the stuff I sent. Did you get what I sent you to? They did put an envelope on my desk. I haven't opened it yet, if that's from you. Thank you, DB Troil. I realized I didn't actually ask a question, but last year, but it's bothering me longer than it should be. I guess I'm wondering if you have an experience with this situation. Let me double check what it was that you said exactly. Oh, the copyright strike. There's again, it's one of those things where I'm so removed from that part of the business that I don't know much about what to tell you. I know that it came up recently in a subreddit post, and someone from RT hopped on. I regret that I don't remember better who it was, and gave a link to a FAQ page that explained the process and how, you know, when and what you're allowed to use from RT, and what to do in situations where that sort of thing happens. I bet someone here remembers. I wish I knew better what to tell you, because I really don't. I've never really tried to fight off a copyright strike, and I don't know who's responsible for it at RT. I wish some days not many days, but some days I wish that I could take personal ownership of every issue that comes up, you know, pertaining to RT, because you know it's a good place to work, and I like championing the good people that work there, so that everyone knows that there's no ill intent by anything that happens. But the company as a whole has become so large that I could just end up giving bad information or just false information. So in situations where I don't know what I'm talking about, I've learned it's probably better if I direct you as best I know how and then keep my mouth shut. So I wish I knew better what to tell you, is all I can really say. All I know is that it was, if something went wrong, it was not done with malice. And hopefully it can get rectified. But there was also all those talks about a different channel that is also called Rooster Teeth claiming things. I don't know. I'm out of it because I don't know. If I knew, I would tell you, but I don't know. Let's see. Thank you, Voltaic Scissors. Happy early birthday. Thank you very much. Also, do you have a fall? You mean like a season, or when I just fell down a minute ago? Because sometimes a little bit, not much. Thank you, Eldritch. How many leftover Lego pieces do we have tonight? So far, we're only at like 5 or 6. It's been really pretty good tonight. The arm lions were either much better packed, or I'm getting better at not being terrible. See. Thank you, Imperial Pickles. Thank you, Kit Kat or Cat Kit. Thank you, JP Designs. Have you ever had a knife need a blood pack to open it, i.e., drew blood upon opening? Ever had a knife need a blood pack? Yeah, I think so. I think you ever said knife that got me today on Snapchat. It was all blood. So I'm good. Goodness gracious. I don't know that I've ever had that much of a problem, but boy, kids' toys are packed in a way that they will absolutely cause bloodletting to get them out of there. So I do know what you mean. Thank you, Trey Mungus. Thank you, Achu. Boyfriend told me this. Okay, this is Billy Goat Scruff. Still don't know. Thank you, Erebus Shadebringer. Thank you, Lupo. The hell site known as Tumblr is trying to remove all the sexy stuff, but does nothing about the Nazis crawling around the site. That's unfortunate. Well, as you all know, Nazism is just free expression, but sexy stuff, that'll rock people's brains. Thank you, Noel. Tumblr tried to sweep not safe for work stuff and porn bots under the rug using robots. Tumblr being Tumblr, the bots are flagging completely inane things like things as not safe for work. Not kidding when I say reblogs of the original staff announcement had been flagged. That's kind of awesome. All right, 8. That is 1 down with only 3 little extra pieces. They're all different, but I think that's good. Let's see. Thank you, Vagabond Piles. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Max Mysterio. Most artists are transitioning to Newgrounds. Newgrounds? Really? Newgrounds. Is that the site that used to host all the Flash animations and things? If so, that's wow. It still exists. And I bet you can still go there and watch the Ultimate Battle of Ultimate Destiny. Because where else would you go to watch it? At least that's where I saw it when I was at Full Sail. My God. Hey, good for them. Another sign of internet, or another example of internet perseverance. It's all about just outlasting in this game on the internet. Thank you, Katie. AO3 is better for fanfic, not Tumblr. I don't even know what AO3 is. Thank you, Achu. Gesundheit. I really did sneeze too. That's the funny thing. Thank you, Nightstar Dragon. Fellow misfit of my girlfriend and my friend Spencer constantly fighting. I don't know what to deal with it anymore, and I've known Spencer longer, and he can get a touch problematic and preachy at times, but he's a good guy, and I don't know what to do if they can't work it out. Huge believer in cutting toxicity out, but like, I gave the advice to hang out with each separately, but you got other advice, please. That is a tough one, Nightstar Dragon. Or a fellow misfit. Okay, so my girlfriend and my friend Spencer are constantly fighting. So you're, in this instance, I noticed, and I don't know, I'm going to overanalyze this here, but I do notice that you refer to your girlfriend as my girlfriend, and then Spencer has a name. I don't know if there's a significance to that. Thank you, Voltaic Scissors. I did have a nice fall. Thank you. I don't know if there's a significance to the fact that one of them is a reference by name and one of them was just by anonymous, but it's rough when two people that are important to you in your life don't really get along. Sounds like Spencer needs to learn what effect he has on others, which sometimes is a lesson we only learn in rude and unfortunate ways. Really sort of defining moments in our lives when something happens to us that really makes us rethink how we present ourselves with others. In this case, it sounds like Spencer maybe hasn't hit his yet. I've certainly had moments in my life where I've been self-corrected about being a know-it-all. And it's a trait where I have to learn not to immediately try and answer questions, even if I don't know the answer. I've had to really try and teach myself to just shut up, think, and admit ignorance instead of just trying to bullshit something. Which is ironic considering here I am giving out advice on a stream, and I am really in no way qualified to give out said advice. So, you know, it's a bit, it's a process, you know? It's a process. Everybody learns a little bit here and there. So, you never know. This could be the defining moment that helps Spencer understand how he comes across to other people, because it's hard to really get a look at yourself until you understand how someone else sees you. But it's rare these days to find someone that will deliver that opinion or that view in a non-toxic or hurtful way. It's hard to hear. I mean, things that are difficult to hear, like, hey, you should really sometimes listen more, or just shut your mouth because you don't, what you think you know, you don't really know that much, and it comes across as really pretentious, or the impulse these days is to say it in a much harsher way than is constructive, and the impulse when you hear something like that in a non-constructive, aggressive way is to fight instead of listen. So it sucks. We all kind of have to step back sometimes and think, well, he needs to hear this, or they need to hear this, but how do I say it in such a way that hopefully will get through and not just cause a defensive wall to go up about it? I noticed that, again, the other interesting thing about the way you phrase that is the girlfriend doesn't have a name, Spencer does, but all of your listed issues are with Spencer and not with the girlfriend. So sounds like maybe Spencer seems to be the focus of that person's concerns, and not the girlfriend. I don't know what the girlfriend is or isn't doing, but maybe it's time that someone talk to Spencer about how other people are seeing him in his again, it's hard, but in as non what's the word, toxic way as possible, as non-aggressive way as possible. And that's frequently a challenge to get through to people and not trigger their immediate defense mechanisms. Especially, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same way in other cultures, but here in America, it's gotten very, very aggressive. People's first response to everything is immediately attack or defense these days. And trying to break out of that cycle is very difficult. To take a moment, I mean, I absolutely feel it every time that I want to say something, and I think first my snap judgment is like, you know, how to attack. You know, let me go right back at it, and then you have to step back and think for a minute, like, okay, well, what will that get me? Where will, if I do that, is that going to advance what I'm trying to do at all? Or is it just going to make me feel good for a moment and then I'm still stuck with the same problem? I know I'm just babbling at this point, but that's sort of where we've ended up, at least here in the States. I don't know if it's kind of that way everywhere else, but everyone just wants to be right and wants to be heard, but they don't really want to work it out. That's not good. Causing problems, in my opinion. But, you know, what's that worth? But hey, take that as you will. Next time you got a situation like that, try and think for a second, how can I do this in a way that maybe won't immediately make someone turn on me? No one likes to hear bad things about themselves. But sometimes they need to be heard. But if you do it from a place of, I care about you, and not from a place of, haha, I gotcha, it helps. Let's see. Thank you, Fluxphage. Fans are moved to AO3, Pillowfort.io. Pillowfort, that sounds cool. Screaming in the woods at midnight. That's definitely a good way to go with it. Thank you, Fluxphage. Thank you, Devenger. Thought on the company's move from full screen to Elation Media. Yeah, I talked about this a little bit earlier, Devenger, and honestly, all I know about it is exactly what Jeff told me earlier today, which this is the first I'd heard of it. I had no inside information about it at all, and Jeff just basically said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Nothing's changing for us." So to us of Achievement Hunter, it means nothing really. All its main, there are main, and really it's not an Achievement Hunter problem so directly, but you know, Rooster Teeth as a company has more writing on making sure Genlock works than it does on who is currently a step up from, you know, our company. Thank you, Arklay North. Words are hard when you're an online sociopath. You're not wrong. And possibly demon possessed. Thank you, Silent Shrug Gaming. For fan art, you now have to go to DeviantArt, which the written stuff archive. Archive Our Own, AO3. Oh, okay, Archive of Our Own. I get it now. Over 16,000 RT and Age fan fiction. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Thank you, E-Hero. Newgrounds back, baby. Tell me they still got Flash, though. Do I still have to install Flash Player to go there? Because I would kind of love that, even though it doesn't work in Chrome. Thank you, Lupo. Live Journal apparently also exists, which surprised me. Oh, man, does it? Thank you, Allison. Multiple posts about you have been flagged for not safe for work. Not sure what that says about you, but I think it should be a source of pride. You know what? Kind of. I'll take that. As long as I'm beating most other people. Lie to me. Tell me that I definitely had the most, right? Way more were about me than anybody else. I'll take. I know it's not true. Just tell me that. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's so. I'm flattered. I like to be deceived in that way. Thank you, OP Anonymous. Thank you, Voltaic Scissors, when you had fallen. Okay. Thank you, Deep Troil. Thank you for the advice. Anyway, Ryan, I want to do the same as you in terms of shining positive light to RT. They're to the YouTube in question, but they weren't having any of it. I guess. I mean, they're coming at this from a very different place in the sense that if they're a YouTuber, then they are getting very negatively impacted by that. They're losing revenue, and if they're trying to build a career, then that's rough. That sucks. So I totally understand their frustration. I wish that there were a better, more guidance that I could give you on how to hopefully deal with it, but I'm not the guy to go to for it, unfortunately. If I was, I would happily tell you. This is very instruction. I wonder how much of this is someone sitting there doing it, or if they, it's all computer modeled now, where they just, the computer, you give it a shape and the computer breaks it down into as close approximation in Lego form as it can get given them. I'm sure the computer would be great at it. Maybe a little challenging to design, but mostly computers. Yeah. That does not surprise me. Thank you, Kayla. Okay, you wake up early and get breakfast tomorrow, or sleep in and just be like, roll out of bed as late as possible. You know, sometimes there are days for both. After a while, the staying up late does start to wear on you. Especially if you're trying to still learn things, you should sleep. It is not good for your brain to not sleep and to try and want it to learn things. It gets real testy about it. Information just starts bouncing off. I just got a color scheme on that side, but not on this side. That one. That's by looking for a piece sound. It's like a transformer, sort of. Thank you, Megan. Has that happened to you? Did someone say that to you? Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry, Megan. I'm not sure what that was in reference to. I apologize, because I'm way behind. Thank you, Shadow Silverstar. Archive Our Own. It's a Phantom. I'm gonna watch the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Tell me what it is. I'm watching. I'm watching. What are you talking about? Hi. Me tell him. Me tell him, Megan. I missed the previous conversation. Uh-oh. Everyone behave. No. I know, be quiet. I want to talk to you. Weren't you? Were you? I don't know. Do you like dragons? Yeah, sure. It tastes good. I'm dying, save me. Oh. Someone yelled something. Don't know. Act natural. No, won't leave you alone, Liz. There is no chat. I don't believe you, Allison. Your ground absolutely just crashed. Wow. The extra 12 people took it down. When you were talking about people and how they were showing themselves to the world. Asking about people and how they were showing themselves to the world. Gosh, I'm not exactly sure what. God damn it, Arcane9. Here's some advice from that. How to criticism and learn the hard way. When someone tells you something you're doing is wrong, take a step back, consider the person's background, the place they're coming from, wait for favor, and respond. Thank you, Noel. From earlier. I mean, are you saying that has someone ever told me that I was, well, the internet when I first joined Achievement Hunter, and I'm sure it continues this day. I listen less because I just don't have the brain space to go through comments like I used to. Was more than happy to tell me all the bad things that I was doing and how I was stupid and or arrogant or and a lot of that is it's a much harsher way of getting that information than if you get it from someone that actually wants to give it to you in a constructive, non-mean sort of way. Internet doesn't count. I know. Well, it's kind of what I'm getting at though is I know the internet doesn't count in that regard, but that is sort of where I got the I started to kind of understand where we as a culture um, were had a weakness for that sort of thing, because I got a lot of that feedback, and I got it in a not constructive, not polite, not nice way. Um, and even when I could occasionally look at it and go, okay, well, I see where they're coming from, even if they delivered it like a tool. Um, in my, just studying my own immediate reaction, where I'm like, you want to lash out and respond in a way that's defensive, and instead of just going, well, where are they coming from on this, and why are they saying these things, and is there any truth to what they're saying? The internet is not the way that I would recommend you get that sort of feedback, because they don't like anything. And obviously, I'm talking to the internet right now, and we're all part of the internet. I am of the internet. The internet is just a collection of us as people, and we all are, on good days or bad days, defensive or mean or teasing or sarcastic. We make jokes that don't land as jokes because we're delivering it in a text medium that is impossible to decipher the intent, that the tone of a voice can really change the meaning of what you're saying. So living in that medium and having to learn what people thought of me in that kind of way really made me think a lot about how we talk to each other, and realize that it happens not infrequently in everyday communication, not just internet. How we talk to each other on the internet. That there really is a lot of times when we are meaner than we need to be to deliver information that people need to hear. Thankfully, I had a thick skin. That's largely why whenever I... Wait a minute. That's not what the top of this looks like. Did I miss something? That's largely why whenever I talk to, or people ask me, what do you want to... If I want to start streaming, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do this? The first thing I always say is, well, you got to be careful, because you're going to a place where people aren't nice and they're not going to like you. They're going to be mean, and they're going to say things in a harsh way, and they're not, even if in some way they're trying to help you, they're just going to be sort of awful. But now that I'm even saying this right now, it's occurring to me that it's a real caveat to that, which is the way that I joined, or I became part of the internet medium, is very different than if someone was building an audience from nothing. I joined an existing cast of people, which makes, people who don't like change, they're very resistant to the idea of something changing. And so that was probably more aggressive. My reception was probably more aggressive than if you started building an audience from scratch and just attracted people that were naturally kind of compatible with what you're trying to do. That being said, I know for a fact, from people that have started, that the internet still shows up and doesn't necessarily show its nice face to people who are getting started, and not just people that are joining an existing cast. So I know I'm not 100% alone in knowing that people are rough on the internet. As any of you who have started streaming or tried to stream will absolutely know. The kind of people that will just show up and spout awful things merely because they're allowed to get away with it in that forum is really, really unfortunate. Okay. Wait, turn over again? No? Still that side. It's changed a lot of things here and not told me to change them. Oh, there we go. 3 of those things. Okay. that. So, to anyone out there who has started down the road of being a content creator, my non-existent hat is off to you, because I know what you go through, and it is a path that I too have walked, and it is not a pleasant path, though it can be very, very rewarding. So there's so much good to it when you get to a certain level, like being able to sit here and talk to all you guys. But there's a ring of fire around it that you got to get through, and I'm fine. I mean, I describe it this way because I want people to understand how rough it can be, and what the way that conversation goes when you get into it. I'm pretty thick-skinned, so it may have been upsetting at times, but I was never that upset. I could handle it. If you're on the edge, if you're the kind of person that kind of commentary gets to, though, you have to be careful, because you will be exposed to it, and there is no getting away from it. You are opening yourself to the kind of critique that most people would find unwelcome. Everything from the way you look, to how old you are, to you know, every idea that you come up with that you think, oh, this is gonna be cool, people are gonna like this, and they just shit all over it. It is a lot. But at the end of the day, sometimes, you know, you build a community, sometimes you raise over $1 million for charity, sometimes you get to have a job that is just your hobbies manifested. So, you know, there's a trade-off for everything. And there's, as much as I'm saying this, I always make it sound as bad as I can, not because I'm complaining, but purely because I worry for anybody that goes into it unprepared for that kind of reception. Because it seems like from the outside, like, oh, I'll be a streamer and everything will be great. And if you can be successful, then everything is great. But you will have to deal with a lot of attacks on your person as just kind of a daily thing. That is part of your day. Your day now includes people telling you you're awful. It's so weird, because in no other profession would that be a thing, where part of your day is just like, hey, shit face, you suck. And that's normal. Also, you're awful. You know, that is accepted. In retail, good point. Okay, yeah, retail will have to deal with it a lot too. All right, let's see. I'm way behind here because I talked about that one for too long. Thank you, Shadow. Archive its own. Okay, did that one. Or maybe not. Thank you, Shadow. Archive our own. It's fandom haven that is protected by lawyers and relies completely on donations. It exists to protect people's rights of creative expression from people that don't want fandom to exist. Interesting. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Loki. Thanks for the stream. It's been a while since I could fully sit through a stream without it being interrupted by schoolwork and such. The advice you've been giving is really helpful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Loki. Glad you could be here. Thank you, Dex. Found out my psychology presentation from last week that I started the night before it was due. Got a perfect 10, or perfect 100%, and it's worth a third of my entire grade. Congratulations, Dex. Try not to do that last minute, but you do know at least that you're a champion of bullshit when you need to. Thank you, the Bird Marvin. Of course, you have the most. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Noel. Oh, that was about what Megan was talking about. Thank you, Noel, again. Not about you, just about some sharing advice with chat. Gotcha. Oh, whoops. Thank you, Six Shooter. Thank you, Nemesis. Thank you, Space Hammer. And Mask of Anonymity is to blame. No one would speak to you in person the way they do online. Also, good evening. Hi, Space Hammer. Unfortunately, the Mask of Anonymity, because of that, I would argue that it is breaking down how we treat each other in person in society, and that is a lot to do with all of our negative political discourse, is that we've gotten used to being able to just say whatever to whoever. All those nasty little thoughts that people have roaming around inside their head, they can just voice them and think that it's okay now because they can do it online. So a lot of people that used to just keep their mouth shut about how the terrible things that go on inside their head are now spewing them as loud and proud as they can, because they went on the internet and got accepted for it. So I'm not gonna lay any claim to what exactly is these groups are, because to everyone they may be different, but I mean there are some obvious ones that are very much based on hate speech these days. Right there. So the internet has probably been to our detriment in that regard. It has contributed to people thinking that they can say those things in person, unfortunately. Thank you, Cheetah Puffs. Thank you, Arklay North. Pro-life tips from Ryan. Kara will slap the ice cream out of your hands on the way to prepare you for the world. It could help. Thank you, Noel. First video I ever uploaded as a kid. Me talking to my cat, age 11 or so. Some dick munch from school gave me hate, and in response I did everything I could to hide the video from the public. Oh, what I've learned since then. Yeah, I mean, that's why I know I do a real terrible job of it, but I do what I can to keep Eli and Livy off the stream, which is hard because I think they're amazing, and when they show up on the stream, they're such natural little performers. They take to it so much, but I just they don't understand what it is they're doing, and I don't want it to follow them. So it's very, very hard as a parent, because they clearly really enjoy being on the stream. They love coming and talking to you guys, and to some degree they absolutely understand that they are talking to a bunch of people whenever they come on the stream. It's just that I don't want to make that choice for them, and I don't think I should be making that choice for them when they're this age, or rather, sorry, I mean, obviously I'm the one that would make that, or me and Laurie would be the ones that make that choice for them, but I don't think they're mentally prepared to understand what that could lead to later. You know, having to deal with people who are like, I looked up a stream from your dad did when you were 7. Even though they've really, I mean, nothing they've done on a stream has ever been anything I can imagine them being embarrassed about. But what if they did? Like, what if, one of them ran in here without their clothes on or something? It's like, oh, well, that's on the internet. How do I burn that off the internet? Can't. So that's the hard choice. I honestly, I love their interacting with them when they come on the stream. I don't want to be responsible for them being subjected to that kind of stuff. It sucks. It's a hard choice, and I don't know what the right choice is, because it's a different world. This was not an option when I was a kid. It wasn't like, oh, no, mom and dad or mom's a streamer. What do I let the kids go on the stream or not? It didn't come up. I mean, my mom was an actress for a while when I was a kid, but being on stage in a play is nothing compared to this. This is a whole different world. So, yeah, no, I every day try and struggle with that, where I just don't know what the right option is. So yeah. Thank you, Glorious Gilmore. Evening, Ryan. Happy to be able to watch the chill stream tonight. Stressful day. Got fired so my boss could cover up her breach of company policy. That's awful. I'm so sorry. We're going to be barebacking through the holidays. Barbacking? I'm not familiar with that term. I'd have a community to come back to when I can. You absolutely do. Gilmore, I mean, clearly that's unethical. I don't know if you've got a union or any kind of organization that would defend your rights in this situation, especially if you've got anything provable. I would say that that would be the time to stand up for yourself a little bit, if you can. But I know you may not have any resources that are available to you, or they may not listen. But that's awful. That is truly awful. I'm sorry that you were the scapegoat for your boss there. That is the shiny metal. Interesting. I never put one on an angle like this before. Worked really well though. Let's see. Cool. The emblem on there. Shiny metal pieces going. Shiny metal. Oh, that's the wrong one. I used the wrong shiny metal piece. Urgh. Oh no. Ow. Ow. Bastard. Okay. Okay. Well. Never. Here's the thing that'll stick with you. Sorry if you haven't thought about it up until now. So whenever you do something like what I just did and bite something off, or any piece of packaging, anytime you pop a Coke can and drink that, ever stop to think, I wonder what's touched this before I did. Did whoever handled this can wash their hands? Did someone drop it in a puddle? Someone pee on it? Was it in a truck when it just got covered in feces? It's not a good thought. But a lot of that's happened. Just think about that. Thank you, Kings of Noel. Thank you, Colonel Durpass. Me and my friends always give each other shit sometimes about very minor things, but in the end, we always know just how we are and don't take it seriously, but more as a joke. Have you ever heard of a friendship relationship like that? Yes, that's how my entire work relationship is. And that's not really uncommon for guys, to be honest. A lot of male relationships function very much that way. So, congratulations, you are part of one of those. Yeah. How'd that go there? Oh. There we go. Cool. All right. There's the body. Chunk. This thing's huge. And we got lots of little doodads left over. I think those are on purpose, though. All right. Time for bag number 9. And let's see if we can catch up on a few things here. Thank you, Outlander. So that's good advice for the negative commentary, but how do you do with the opposite, where people become a little too fanatic, a little obsessed with you? I mean, most of that doesn't really affect my life, to be honest. It's not like I've ever had anyone follow me home or like a stalker or anything like that. So thankfully, that's not really been a concern of mine. But I can see how it would be scary. You have to, I mean, I've frequently... Yeah, it's a scary thing if someone gets too much information about you, which is another reason that I'm kind of always very careful about what I reveal about where I live or where my kids go to school, things like that. But yeah, I haven't had to deal with any like major celebrity-esque stalking or anything. I don't think I would be happy being any bigger of a celebrity than I am or if you even would call me a celebrity, really. Just for that reason. You give up, there's a pretty severe loss of privacy the more and more well-known you are. So, they get better at hiding it too. Oh, wait a minute. No. Okay, good. Those people know how to hide that information a lot better than I do too, so. I always say I'm going to catch up on a few of those messages, and then I read one, and then start sticking Lego together, and get distracted by how fun it is to stick Lego together. That looks correct. Excuse me. Thank you, C. Price. I disagree. I'm a teacher, and almost my day is being told I'm awful. Oh, I'm so sorry, but thank you for your sacrifice. You die so that many may live. Thank you, Ryu Hall. Thank you, Anonymous, for gifting 2 subs. That is very sweet of you. Thank you, Mogwai Hunter. Just hit 7 months without a cigarette. Being pack-a-day smoker for 15 years. Excellent job, Mogwai Hunter. Congratulations. I know that that is a very, very difficult habit to kick. But, hey, kudos to you for being able to hang in there. I know that that was not easy. But and I'm sure everyone here is proud of you for doing that. Well done. Thank you, Jaws. Thank you, Space Hammer. Extra bits for fair point. Civil disagreement is a lost art. It is. It is. Granted, they also used to shoot each other with guns in duels, and that's gone. So that's probably good that we don't do that anymore. But we could still use. They still used to be able to debate and not turn into just this. Interesting. Sorry. I don't know. It's I like to think that humanity used to be better, but it could be that it's just really we've always been this. We are what we are, and it's just we're more exposed to it by the fact that you can see it now on display a little bit easier. It's the ability of the rational to kind of surface is becoming harder and harder. Down on there without breaking. Get down on it. Thank you, Brass Bear. Thank you, Altair. A failed lab mate with a side project. Now I'm finding out I don't have time to help. Any bad advice on how to get out of it? Failed lab mate with a side project, and now I'm finding out I don't have time to help. Bad advice for how to get out of it. Sure, yeah, okay, I got this. What you're going to want to do is subcontract that help. You can get some very reasonably priced labor overseas. They will happily step in and fulfill your responsibilities in this project. English probably not going to be their first language, and your friend may have to deal with that. But you have contractually fulfilled your friendship obligation by providing help, even if it is not your help. So that'll get you out of it, War Wizard. Not War Wizard, Altair. Sorry. Just subcontract. Or there's a lot of people, living on the streets. Here in Austin, especially, you'll see them asking for handouts on the street a lot. On corners, like here in Austin, it's every stoplight has someone panhandling. You just get one of those in the car. Just take them with you, and there you go. Just bring them over. Some of those people have valuable life information. They may not know anything about that project, but he can impart wisdom that will be far more valuable, I think. Good luck. Thank you, Bebop. Dreams could be a cool archive for your kids in the future. I hope so. I hope so. I do think about that sometimes, and this is a very... Apologies for a very real thought. Maybe too real, but I do occasionally think, I do a lot of travel, if something happened to me, if plane went down, you know, if I died, uh, I do kind of like the idea that my kids could still watch content that I've made, and especially some of these streams, and in some way get to know me, even when they're a little bit older, even if I wasn't here. So it is kind of a. I hope I'm not speaking prophetically here, but sorry, I don't mean to be a downer. I don't mean to be a downer, but hopefully that will never be an issue. Hopefully, an archive of my existence will not need to exist. But if something happened to me, I do hope that they would be able to use this as a resource to find out who I was a little bit better. Dark, I know. It's real dark. I'm sorry. That was a dark. I told you it was real. I warned you. That was a real weird. But hey, there's another side benefit, a little fringe benefit of putting so much of your life on the internet is if you die, people can still figure out who you are. Aliens in the future will be like going through YouTube and be like, that guy. What an asshole. Thank you, War Wizard. Oh man. Oh, I'm getting way far behind. Okay, I gotta catch up. You've talked a couple times about the divisiveness that has befallen our world, and this topic is sensitive for me because while this might be something relatively new to you guys, this has been my reality for a big chunk of my life, a very, very dark chunk that almost broke me completely. Seeing you guys going through the same, knowing where it's going, where it could end, hard to watch. What I'm saying is, please find a way to stop it. War Wizard, I wish we could. I think I don't. It's one of those things where I don't want to ever really politicize what I'm doing here because sometimes it's good to have a refuge from that sort of thing. Also, anytime we have an opinion, it's another one of those situations where we get massive backlash. It's like, hey, you thought a thing and said it. You suck. Okay. But I think, at least here in the States, we're in for a correction. I think that's maybe the only way we're going to deal with the political climate we're in is to really address directly the fact that our government in a lot of ways has been hijacked by special interests or has been kind of taken by money. Money now has taken, in my opinion, money and people with money have taken control of the government, and our political system is designed to give money more of a voice than people. And the only way I can think of to correct that is by moving drastically to take money out of the equation. I have some ideas for how to do that, but, you know, I'm an internet asshole, so. And a lot of times people don't want to hear it, especially if their team is winning at the time. As soon as their team isn't winning, then all of a sudden they want to figure out how to fix the system. But whoever's team is coming up on top never wants the radical change that's probably going to be necessary to really fix the problem. So, again, not saying who or what or how, but I think that's kind of where we're at. It's time for a correction. It sucks. I don't want to do it. It's just I frequently, you know, I had the thought occasionally. It's like, well, someone has to do it. Who's gonna do it? And I don't want to do it. I just don't. I think it wouldn't work if I did it, and I don't know who the right person to do it is. And I don't have the conceit to think that I could win if I tried to do it, because I'm just an internet asshole. I mean, right? Who's gonna Who's gonna listen to what I have to say on a larger, like, political scale? So, no, not communism. I mean, it's still, the problem is no longer a democracy where we're at. We're living in a system where we are capitalism, is what we are. Capitalism isn't supposed to be a system of government, but it is in this country. People with the money are making the choices, and they're choosing to benefit themselves and not be concerned about where that leaves the future. A business, a corporation, is all about, or at least in this country it seems like right now, it's all about the short goal. They get the money now, keep getting that money now, and not worry about what that does to tomorrow. It's a real problem, because short-sightedness will be the death of us, not as a country, but as a species. That will be the end of the human race, is making choices for just today and not worrying about all the tomorrows that are going to come after that. Sorry, again, super real. Apologize. That's just my opinion, though. That's just one man's opinion. And again, as I said, I'm just an internet asshole, so what do I know? But we as a species are making choices that could potentially be catastrophic. Why is it so? Why are we talking so dark? This is real dark. Real dark. And you know what? I really acknowledge that people like me that say that what we're doing right now could be catastrophic, and yet here I sit, not trying to be a politician and streaming about it. That's part of the problem. I mean, if I followed the convictions of which I'm saying, I should absolutely be out there trying to run for an office to try and fix things. And I scratch that itch a little bit by talking about things like this to you guys, and hoping maybe that one of you is going to be the solution that I'm apparently too lazy or too cowardly to do. So, you know, I hope we all sit here and we hope together that someone will fix the issues that we're facing, and very few people are willing to step up and take the initiative to actually fix them. So it is hypocritical of me to challenge you to be that solution when I myself won't do it. And maybe one day I will. You know, it could be. It's, if anything, we've learned anything from the current state of political affairs, it's that anybody can be president. You just got to identify the people that would want to vote for you, and then you play to that audience as hard as you can. I'm 38 years old, and this is here I sit thinking about this sort of thing. And I do my best whenever, again, we talked about earlier, the person's friend Spencer. I don't want to turn into the preachy guy. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Me preaching about this stuff and not doing anything about it is hypocritical. Doesn't actually change anything. So in a lot of ways, I think, well, if I'm going to talk about it, I should be willing to put my money where my mouth is and actually do something about it. It's just that I can't imagine the change in my life that would to become part of that system right now. To have to put my family through it and things like that, it's more than I want to sacrifice, which is selfish. It's all a weird loop. It's a weird loop where it's, you know, you try to make the best decisions you can for your family, and that is just another example sometimes of that short-sightedness I was talking about, where if I was more concerned with all of our families, then I would be more politically active. I mean, I vote and I do my homework on who I'm voting for, but if I was willing to sacrifice my family life for the sake of the greater good, for what I perceive to be the solutions to our problems, then I would be out there doing it and not, you know, sitting here dreaming and building Lego. But sorry, I'm gonna get off the subject. I'm gonna let it go. I'll let it go. Oh, we've almost got a leg. That is a beefy leg. It's important conversations. It is, but in some ways, it is also, you know, I'll say it, like, it is also a shame to have these thoughts and not do anything about them. Again, I'm not suffering under the illusion that I would be able to necessarily do anything about them, but I'm not trying. In some ways, it's one of those things that just makes you feel like if maybe it's a cowardly move that I don't step up and try and do more. As a soon-to-be 38-year-old man, that is just one of the ruminations on my life where I think, what could I have done? What could I still do that's different from what I am doing? So, all right, done. I promise. I'm gonna let it go as I try and figure out how to connect this thing to this thing. Put a foot on there. Okay. Also, I realize I'm egregiously behind on messages. I apologize for that. Alright, give me just a second to figure out where I went wrong here. Okay. So there's the chess piece, and then there's the foot. How does this... Oh, I see it. It clips in there with all these little doohickeys. Oh, that's really cool, except why isn't there one right there and there's still a little gripper for it, though? Did I mess this up somehow? Oh, gotta sneeze. Nope, it's 5 there and then 6 gripper dealies. Maybe that's for a different configuration. Oh, another sneeze. It's coming. Now that just... Ugh. My voice went really weird there, too. Ta-da! God, it's a bear. Oh, it's a bear. I feel like I'm gonna be done with this by the end of the stream. We've got like a whole other giant leg. Alright, let me catch up here on some messages after I just really blew out an hour talking about how I should do more with my life. Thank you for gifting a sub there, Sky. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, Belkira. It's shiny like the treasure from the sunken pirate wreck. It's true. Thank you, Avalius Devil. Thank you, Noel. Internet's the new hell of a lot more permanent version of home video for kids. No kidding, yeah. It's basically like it's America's Funniest Home Video, only no one wins money. Except for some people, whoever hosts the video. Thank you, Originally Jaden. Speaking of the internet, thanks for all the good vibes these past 6 years. Minus 2 days until my signature and quote tattoo. Aw. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dex. We all love you enough to stalk you anytime you'd like. Just say the word and we'll emerge from behind this curtains behind you. We've been hiding for years. I think I'll maintain the illusion. Thanks. I'll check behind the curtains after this. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you again for the gifted subs there, Anonymous. Thank you, Liz. In response to you talking about humanity, someone who's been watching true crime stuff for weeks and end. Humanity is garbage, and I hate, except y'all are neat. Thank you, Liz. Yeah, I mean, there's been problems with humanity for as long as there's been humanity. Or sometimes they're just more readily apparent. Thank you, Tira Belkira. It's like what Will Smith said about racism. Racism isn't getting worse, it's getting filmed. I didn't know he said that, but that's actually a really excellent point. It's just we're more aware of it because it's harder to avoid. It's put in our face a lot more readily and easily than it used to be. Thank Kayla. That plane talk made me actually cry real tears. Oh, I'm hopefully not dying in a plane anytime soon. Though I'm going to be on a plane a lot in January. Thank you, Liz. Yeah, I'm reading your Diet Coke message as I pop open another Diet Coke. Effectively pickling my body, I hope. Preserve me for all time. Thank you, Night Star. I lived in California my whole life, but come February I moved to Houston. Any advice? Houston's a different animal than California. Austin's a lot more culturally similar. But my advice would be talk to some of the people in the community that are from Houston. I'm not going to out anybody, but if you choose to volunteer that information, I know there are at least a few people that live in Houston. There are free, that way at least you'll know someone maybe that you have something in common with there in town. It's a thought, you know? There are people in this community that live in Houston. I'm not doxing anybody, but there are people that live in Houston. And they could probably tell you more about Houston than I can. Thank you, Natives Gucci, for the sub. Thank you, Discountenance. I like that name. Thank you, Crazy Asian. Communism? No, communism, while it could potentially work in smaller groups, is not great for large-scale government. Too prone to being taken over by people. Thank you, Vamchick. Thank you, Thorn Xanthos. It makes you feeling better. The power of money in big business is not just an American problem. Australia and the rest of the Western world is in a similar boat. Your bipartisanship is particularly crazy, though. Yeah, absolutely. That when I talk about the things that I would change, step one would be to dissolve political parties, because they've become nothing but a crutch for people to hide their true intentions and to stop other people from having to think about who they're voting for. It's a huge problem where people vote for red or blue and not for people that are actually going to do right by them. It's entirely become a mode of hiding intentions and money, and not a way to help people anymore. Thank you, Megan. Do you think that ranked voting would be better for the country, or do you think we should encourage other people to go into politics? I think the only way to encourage the right kind of people to go into politics is to make it so that it is not a money game. I think we need to drop any sort of political donations. I think we need to, if I understand it right, and again, here I am being an uninformed person talking ideas, and if I were to actually try and do something about it, I would definitely do more research. But as I understand it, the process in Canada is a lot different. I think my ideal system would be that you cannot give money to candidates. You may only have 3 debates prior to the actual election that are publicly staged in the like a month or 2 before the election. No advertising, no money spent, no money given. You entirely must defend your point based on a commonly given platform. You're still going to have a lot of people that won't watch it and won't think about it. But I think if we got rid of political parties, we got rid of donations, that that would leave us in a state where we'd probably, honestly, you'd see a reduction in the number of people that voted, because they could no longer vote based on just being told to vote Republican or Democrat. And I think there are a lot of people that just vote based on being told to vote Republican or Democrat. They would have to actually figure out who they needed to vote for going into the poll. So while the number of voters would go down, the quality of the people the quality of the votes being cast, not of the people casting them, but the quality of the votes being cast would go up, because they would be cast by people who actually knew why they were voting. So, yeah, I mean, candidates debating on Twitch is actually not the worst idea. The internet is a far-reaching platform now, more so probably than TV, and would be a good place to host that sort of thing. Where is this other piece? Not the blue one. The black one. Where are you? There it is. Yeah, what do I know, though? Just an internet weirdo. I am as uninformed about these things as anyone else is. That's not right. Is it right? That goes on, then that... Okay. Big wheel. I'll never keep on learning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the. Sure, there's a dozen reasons why everything that I've said couldn't work or shouldn't work, or the reason our system that exists as it is the perfect example of whatever. All I know is that it ain't working. Well, it ain't working for us. It's working for somebody. But decisions are being made and people are being deceived as to why those decisions are being made right and left. People are being tricked into making decisions that are not in their own best interest. Man, I said I was getting off of it. I'm getting off of it. I'm getting off of it. Getting off of it. Ah, I can't stop. It's just, What do you do? What do you do? Someone puts you on the internet and you just start mouthing off like you know something. I don't know anything. I'm an idiot. The one thing that I have going for me is at least I acknowledge the fact that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about most of the time. Give me that credit. While I'm ignorant, at least I'm knowledgeable of my ignorance. Okay, let's see. Oh man, I'm so far behind. Okay, there was Megan's. Thank you, Lord Reaper. Thank you, Crazy Asian. That's why global warming. Yes, global warming. Like, or global. Let's call it by the right thing, global climate change. Because if you call it global warming, then people who don't believe in science will just say, "It's cold." No. Yeah. Yeah. It is. You're right. Apologies to anyone that's a global warming denier, but you will be the death of us. So that's. I don't know if I got anyone in the 1,030 people watching is not a fan of global warming as a science. That's commonly agreed upon by everybody except for the people that lie. My bad. I can't stop. I can't stop. Damn it! I can't stop. Okay. Thank you, Mogwai Hunter. The people would be best suited to be good politicians would never run because they're smart enough to stay out of politics. That's what people that don't want to run for office but think they know everything about how the government should be run like to tell themselves. Yes. Yeah, I'm just too smart to do it. Pat self on back. Spew more stuff on the internet. Self-aware. That's all I aim to be. Self-aware. Let's see. Oh no. Thank you, Noel. Bad advice. My cat has a habit of meowing for food at 3 a.m. What do you think I can do to stop him? Horse tranquilizers. Sleep through the night. And the successive years because dead. It's just bad. My bad advice has just evolved into just like the most awful immediate thing to do. Thank you, Shadow. You have to play to your strengths though, and it's not politics for everyone. You help in your own way. No, that's also another nice thing to think is, everyone's doing what they can. Just hope that you never know if what you think you can is all that you could do. Thank you, Cheeto Puffs. Still awesome you tell it like it is, and I'm sure you'd be a great president. President Mad Game right now. Oh my God, think of the political rallies there. Thank you, Megan. If you were a politician, what would your biggest stance? What would you truly fight for? I think I've named a couple. Total reform of election process and procedure because it is broken. I would eliminate. Basically day one. We need to institute term limits for Congress We need to clean up how our election system is run. I mean, this has been one of the election we just went through has been one of the most contentious ever because people are cheating the system instead of honoring the system. They're taking votes away from people to better themselves. People are in control of the voting system and are also running for the office that they're in control of the voting system for. I mean, there's just insanity. Things that don't make any damn sense. Am I doing this right? Is this how this works? There's a bunch of nonsense like that going on. Oh, I get it. Okay, cool. And yeah, we got to get on top of climate change. I don't know what the right solution is. I don't know that every solution that we've talked about is the correct one, but something needs to be done about it if we're going to still have a planet. Elon Musk is like that close to just ditching us and flying to Mars. we just... Am I actually missing a piece? I'm just not seeing it. Or wait, is that different? Oh, okay, I need another one of those. Where's this piece? I'm gonna have to dig back into the bags here in a second. And this always ends up being right in front of you. Okay, it's not right in front of me. No. Oh no. Where are you? Oh man. Come on. Don't do me like this. We finally found a piece I don't have an extra for. Haven't dropped it. The keyboard. Move the headphones. I got this. I brought my iPad out because I had queued up the bad advice prompts from. Wait a minute. This is. I found it. I was dumb. I misused this piece down here. Whew. Good to know. Alright, can I get that out? What's the best way to remove this? Do I pop the pin out? I need pliers. Our teeth! Ow! Got it. Ow. Okay. Whew. End panic. How fragile is the constructions of man, that it all may fall to waste for want of a simple peace. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. Right, where am I? I have the lightning around this stuff here in a minute. Megan, Joseph, lighter note, get my friend's daughter, 4-year-old, a Christmas gift. Any advice? Friend's daughter, 4-year-old. 4-year-old. 4-year-olds. Oh man, girls are all over the place these days. Some of them are kind of into tomboys. They like the. I usually, and this seems maybe self-serving because I'm in the middle of doing it, but I don't know how that would be self-serving actually in this situation. But anyway, Lego, they have all kinds of Lego sets. I will say that the 4-year-old Lego sets, or like the little tiny Lego sets that they have that are appropriate sometimes for gifts, crap. A lot of those things are terrible. Also, they have these things called lol dolls now. They're just toxicity made flesh. think we definitely somehow blame him. I don't know. I am. But yeah, if you don't know what the LOL dolls are, lol dolls, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. There's where our culture is. Sorry, I brought it back around to that again. Damn it. I can't help. I'm just culture shaming today. Or if you really, the other end of the spectrum, really want to make an impression, Live Cougar. Oh, she'll love it, and then it'll eat her. But for a couple minutes, she'll think you're the coolest. Thanks, Stephen Coyle. Just the coolest person alive, and then she'll get eaten. But so cool, devoured. Let's see. Boy, okay, hang on. Focus, focus, focus. You can do this. Knock it out. That was Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Eldritch. People want to be led, shouldn't. People who want to lead shouldn't. I don't know who said it, but it's true. It is kind of true. Can't really trust people who want to be in charge with anything. Thank you, Matherwell. Quick change subject. I didn't get much sleep last night because a 65-pound dog decided she wanted to sleep with me by jumping up on my bed and laying completely on my chest. I'm familiar with that. Maya isn't 65 pounds, but she feels like it when she lays on your face. Thank you, C. Price, for a happier subject. What was your favorite game to play on the hardest difficulty setting? Right now, I'm loving Lasso. We actually did another part of that today. We, I think, only got 2 or 3 parts left to go. Thank you, Altair. Don't run for office, stage a coup. Considered it. Thank you, Glorious Gilmore. Solution to all these things. Start your own country on a tropical island. Also, to answer your question from before, bar backing is basically bartending with more stocking and bleeding and making drinks. Gotcha. Literally the back of the bar. Thank you, Crazy Asian. Ryan, why you not robot engineer? Because I put things together wrong a lot. Thank you, Drammy Dragon, for your sub. Appreciate it. Thank you, Vamp Chick. Thank you, Outlander. Unrelated lighter note, what is the best OG Starburst flavor? Don't eat Starburst. I don't like candy. I like chocolate, and that's it. Sorry. Thank you, Weapon Gojirix. Thank you, Crazy Asian. Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke? Diet Coke, clearly. Thank you, Edit Bay. Thank you, Dex. Ranked choice voting is indeed great. We implemented it here in Maine, and it's already resulted in less partisan election. It's first year since people feel more free to choose who they want instead of a party. There's also pressure on the parties to move toward the middle. Mark, we need to do that. Or, like I said, burn them all down. Thank you, Conte. Thank you, War Wizard. For an internet asshole, your opinion is one of the most sensible I've heard from a public figure in the current media. You should not feel like a hypocrite. Talking about this openly and honestly is good enough. We have enough politicians. We need more people willing to speak their minds without partisan bias. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Beth. Happy topic. Have you seen the Voltron Death Battle Screw Attack made? It was Voltron versus... No, I don't think I have. I should look that up, though. Thank you, Colonel Dirtbass. Quick favorite Monty Python quote. Behold the holy hand grenade of Antioch. Let's see. Thank you, Stutz. Just let it flow out as you assemble the Legos. Yeah, it's flowing into the Voltron. Thank you, Lupo. You shouldn't stop. This stuff is important. It's very important. I just don't know if I'm the right platform or person to say it. Thank you, White Rabbit. Missed my last year. I'm so sorry. You want to wish me a preempted happy birthday? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm very sorry I missed your last year. I'm a little distracted today. Thank you, Altair. In 12 years, we will finally exhaust the planet's resources. Society will collapse, and all our problems will be solved. I mean, I have been wondering how I've been playing a lot of survival games, so I feel like maybe I'm okay. Except that it turns out that you actually need to know things and not just pop a crafting menu when it comes to surviving. Thank you, DTMF. Thank you, Night Squared. Thank you, Stephen Coyle. Thank you, Southern Gent Gamer. Thank you, High Voltage and JG. Ooh, okay. I've caught back up. Now, time to pound some Legos. I'm just gonna go with it. You know, you gotta something, right? Lego pounding. No, doesn't sound right. Definitely not. Boop 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 doo. Pound some. No. And replaying it, and it still doesn't sound right. Slam some Legos? Time to slam some Legos. Better, but still not great. Slam-a-dam. Ram-a-dam. Thank you, Chinchilla. Now technology will advance for graphic menu. Ah, that's a good point. Yeah, it'll only be for the elite, though. My papa got me this crafting menu for Christmas. I just kept going. I didn't stop it. Thank you, Alison. Can you provide any advice on what to put in a Tinder bio? Well, see, I missed the Tinder generation. So, from what I've been able to glean from listening to you young folks talk about how it works, though, it seems to be about 60% lies and 30% half-truths and 10% gregarious shenanigans. Is that about right? Am I close? I feel like I'm in the right range. It's mostly clever pickup lines, lies and damn lies. I think is how it works, right? Yeah, put that there. This, and then it goes right like this. So if I had to recommend what you would put in a Tinder profile, I would say here we go. Tinder profile. My name is Allison the Great. I am the smartest human on Earth and also the prettiest. And if you wait, Tinder's the thing where people just they do the sex, right? Anyway, if and I do the sex the best. There you go, Tinder. I don't know you well enough to know if any of those are lies. Some of them may be, some of them may not. I don't know you that well. Thank you, Red Lack. Thank you, Crimson Spidey. Thank you, Beltira. Even if it's partially true, that's still good. My name is Inigo Montoya. You've got my father prepared to die. That's not Monty Python. All true. Okay. All right. If I have to come up with lies, then let's see. Where do we go from there? Also, I invented a cure for cancer that the FDA won't approve. Oh man, I goof again. I'm gonna have one black leg. Ah, here it is. Ooh. Got it. There we go. That piece goes there. Yeah, I have I'm looking for human. I was the first ever human clone. Making me genetically perfect. I've been to space on multiple occasions. Elon Musk is my best friend. I only eat food made from the purest silks of the South African sting worm. I don't know. Why would anyone want that person? I've invented the most unlikable human ever. Yet somehow, boys would still be all about it. Pretty much guarantee. Be like, all right, I'll give that a try. Why not? I feel like maybe the girls would have more sense. But hey, you know, maybe that's just stereotyping. Elon Musk is the real world Cave Johnson. You're not wrong. Okay. Another leg. And only 2 leftover parts. Slowly, it begins to take shape. I put it on backwards. Did I? Maybe. Where did I go wrong here? Leg on backwards? Legs on backwards. Sorry. Sorry. Up. There we go. Now he can prop himself up. Wait. Yes, that's correct. Okay, we're good. Thank you, Edit Bay. Since you were talking about Mighty Python a few minutes ago, have you watched the Mighty Boosh? I have not. My current obsession is late and I highly recommend it. I will look it up. I think I've heard of it, but I have not watched it. Thank you, Matherwell. Please stop trying to eat your Voltron before you finish building it. No promises. It does look like a tasty meal. Thank you, Mogwai Hunter. What have the Romans ever done for us? Public baths? Thank you, David Icor. Bad advice. How to be an astronaut. David. Thank you, David. 1 sec. Thank you, Stutz. Ryan sounds like a crazy person. We all know that rule. It sounds like a crazy person. We all know that rule. Fair enough. Thank you, Indie Angel. Can you please give me your best pickup line to put in my Tinder bio? Shit, I never learned any pickup lines. This leg is still very wrong. I've done a bad here. Hold on. Its calf is on the wrong side. I think I put the foot on backwards is what I did, and then I reversed the whole leg to fix it. Made it worse. Okay, first of all, bad advice. Thank you, Scrappy Dingo. Thank you, Shadow. Tasty side dish, one might say. Exactly. I knew that those old Steam names would be valuable for something sooner or later. Let's see. How to be an astronaut. Oh, that's easy. Bad advice for how to be an astronaut is to make your own rocket. For sure. Anyone could do it. It's so easy. They just don't want you to think that you can do it, because then it'd fill up all the airspace. So what you do is you go down to the Home Depot and you get as much fertilizer and fuel oil as you can, and you load it into the back of a van, and then you want to just drive around slowly collecting all the parts for your rocket. And make sure no one gets in the van, though. They'll get the wrong idea. So you just gotta be very, very, very careful. But yeah, just make a big tube. Probably a sewage pipe would do it. Just a big tube with a sewage pipe. Throw a desk chair in there, load it up with as much explosives under the bomb as you want, because everybody knows that's how rockets work. And then just blast yourself right on up into space. Now, you might need to breathe up there, so just make sure you fill up a Ziploc bag full of air. Just kind of seal it up real good, and just pop a straw in there, and anytime you need to breathe, that'll get you a little huff. You're good. You're an astronaut. No problem. Suck it, Buzz Aldrin. Let's see. Best pickup line. I only know those shitty non-original ones. Like, a lot of them I see on Reddit that pop up are based on a name or something. Maybe if throw me a name, I will try and come up with something based on the name. But the only shitty pickup line that I know is like the old, "Hey baby, you tired? 'Cause you've been running through my dreams all night." Or mind. Thoughts? Shit, you just been all upstairs, baby. I can't even do that one right. Do I do another piece? I feel like 10 doesn't look like that much. And I may have to just do it because at the end of that we'll have a head. I have to have may have to have like a stream or something tomorrow night just to finish this thing, because I feel like I don't like leaving it undone. I don't I'm conflicted. That was 10, right? Crap, that was 16. Oh man, what does 16 build? shit, I think that's the sword. Oh, no, 10's a whole thing. That's like the wings and everything. I was deceived. Hold on, let's get it back into 16. Sweep it in. I may have to call it a night. I don't know how many more hours I've got left in this thing. All I know is that if it stays in my office for more than another few days, the kids will find it and they will destroy it. And Voltron will never get to be. I just want him to stand proud one time. This is the sword for sure. It is late. Ooh, don't fall off. I'm gonna re-vacuum seal this thing. Thank you, Megan. Ryan, the Voltron is made out of solid chocolate. That is totally 100% true. If only. I could slam some of that down. After all, fitness challenge hasn't started yet. Get it out now. Enjoy it while you can. Come the new year, we're all gonna work our lives out and run for office. There we go. Thinking Mogwai Hunter, it's a line from my favorite Monty Python film, Life of Brian. Oh, that's right. That is what have the Romans ever done for us. Damn, I forgot about that. It's been a long time since I saw the Life of Brian. Thank you, One Hung Low. Your southern accent very noticeable back then? Is it? I don't feel like my accent's changed really since I've been here. I've never really had that much of a southern accent unless I'm playing it up a bit. Thank you, Colonel Dirtbass. Bad advice, life. Life can be bad sometimes. Hey, Beth. Home from work, time for the end. Awesome tooth removal is killing me. You know how to make me feel better. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hope it feels better soon. Hey, Crazy Asian. Crazy Asian. $1 million, but for a year, every time somebody coughs, you drink a Diet Coke and say a bad pickup line while in pajamas. Who can be bothered? I mean, I like the free Diet Coke. Well, wait, you didn't say free. I'd have to pay for the Diet Coke. Also, if it includes me, I'd be in trouble because I cough a lot. Thank you, Scrappy Dingo. For a hometown of Columbus, which lion bot is your personal favorite? And I feel like the obvious answer is the black lion because it is super cool. I had to have a second favorite though. The shape of the green one I think is the coolest. It's actually got more of that live lion shape to it. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna finish tonight, so I think we probably would call it a night here. I will do my best to keep the lions safe. Friday, as I said, I'll be doing a co-stream with Meg. Probably be playing 7 days, or another survival game. God, it's a beast. And then I might. We'll see. Might try and finish this up tomorrow. But I don't know that I can promise that. When's the next time I can stream? I have to finish this for you guys. It must be done. We've all invested too much time in this not to see it realized. So, man, I can see how it's gonna turn into Voltron and everything. Flips are cool. Also cool. I like it. Okay. So who's presently streaming right now? Who's still around? If we were to raid somebody. Let me do a bedtime story real quick and then we'll see who's still streaming and we'll raid somebody. Steffi, Fredo. I did raid Steffi last time. I feel like usually Alfredo wraps around the same time I do. I don't know about Steffi though. Fredo just got off. There we go. Yeah, Fredo and I both ended about the same time. Is Steffi still going? Thank you, Shadow. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Kids are going to be awesome. I don't blame them. It's awesome. Let's see. Oh, right. I have a Discord over here. Oh, my nose. I won't come down with a cold. All right, let's see. Story time. We've got two different story time options here. Both from mods. Let's see. Well, I play no favorites. I'm merely picking the one on top here. Bambi requests the poem "You'll Be a Legend" by Inkskinned. Amen to the first of us, the doers that never said die, who were told with ruby mouths that the city of dreams lived on a bigger castle than their legs could reach. To the unpretty, who had to stomach white laughter before they could stand up and prove, "You cannot judge me. I am writing the story you assigned me. I am worth something whether you want to see it or not." Amen to those who were told this meadow isn't made for people like you, who came with flowers or seeds or whatever it took to grow themselves a place in it, who dug their hands bloody, who sang when they were asked for silence, who danced when asked to sit still, who created when all others desired their destruction. Amen and move forwards. Trailblaze, even if it means flamethrowers. Eat up the cake you deserve and keep cooking. When they bruise you, when they bend you, when they repeat that promise of nobody like you can do this, take your vitamins, drink your water, and, my love, my heart, keep moving. You'll be a legend. That's a good pick. You know, I'm not going to assign homework, but hey, everybody out there, try and make the world a little bit better. If you can. That's all I ask for my birthday. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. I don't ask much. Do one thing to make something better. Pick up a piece of trash, you know? All I want. And I hope all of you have a wonderful couple days. I'll certainly be back on Friday. Possibly tomorrow. I could do it next week too. Excuse me. I'll think real hard. I'll think real hard about that. But anyway, yes. Be wonderful to each other. Thank you, Great Agent. I will try to find FTL travel. That would be great. That would be really great. We could use that a lot. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Violet Steam. Really, thanks for the stream. My computer broke today and lost my semester. Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be okay. You can do this. Doing it the second time is always easier to do it the first time. So it will go a lot faster and a lot smoother, and you'll be okay. All right, everybody. That's a stream. Thank you, World Stingray. See you guys either Wednesday or Friday. And thank you, Fluxphage. Expect a birthday present from me on Thursday morning. Interesting. Thank you. Bye. Oh, right. Raid. So, Steffi's still going?